The new energy-efficient HVAC system and Nest thermostat from Unique Services today. Call 941-500-9819 to schedule your appointment. License number CMC 1250555, CFC 1429592, EC 13002942.
You need unique.
Let's roll, America. Get $5,000 over the KBB.com value for your trade-in during Naples Nissan's Let's Roll America sales event. Hey, Southwest Florida, Aaron Walker here. Come roll with us at Naples Nissan and get $5,000 over the KBB.com value for your trade-in, whether it runs or not. Push, pull, or drag it in if you have to. Choose from over 200 new Nissan models in stock, ready to drive home, and all backed by Naples Nissan's exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Get $5,000 over the KBB.com value for your trade-in and get rolling in a brand new 2022 Nissan today. Don't miss the Let's Roll America sales event only at Naples Nissan on Pine Ridge Road. That's exit 107 off I-75 or naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Visit naplesnissan.com for full details.
Smart is custom designed storm screens and windows. Smart is protecting your home 365 days a year. Smart is calling Storm Smart at 855-365-SMART or visit stormsmart.com today. Smart is beautiful.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau. You can count on us for great service. You can count on us to get it done. You can count on us for a price that's fair. And quality is second to none. For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Ty Lassiter, CEO and one of the managing partners of Key City Capital. And just recently, we held an in-person investor meeting right here in Naples and had over 100 attendees show up to learn about building their wealth rapidly. Key City Capital has been actively investing in cash-flowing real estate for over 10 years and generating safe, secure, double-digit returns for our investors. Key City Capital was founded to build and preserve wealth for our clients, as well as provide assistance with tax mitigation. And over 100 people just can't be wrong.
Call Key City Capital today to reserve your spot for our next dinner event. Call 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Or check us out online at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. You might have seen our matte gray trucks with blue and white lettering on the road. Just know that in every truck you see, there's a certified technician who is trained to repair your system, not just sell you a system. As always, you can chat with us online at getpureair.com. Also, please join me every Saturday at 11:30 for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
Calling out political theft by the left. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
The pounding of Mariupol continues. I'm Roger Stern, Fox News. Day 26 of the Russian invasion of Ukraine and the port city of Mariupol is barely hanging on. Fox's Greg Palcott has more.
We could be also looking at an endgame in that key battle over the city of Mariupol. On the Russian side, the military needs a win. They haven't seized a major city yet after 3 weeks, and they need to get this. Officials now say that fighting is house to house there. Russia's besieged the city for weeks. There's new reports of another school being hit, 400 sheltering there, and unconfirmed reports that Russia is taking thousands of civilians out of the city against their will. This is an important city, sort of connecting Russia and the eastern Russian-leaning areas to Crimea, which is also occupied by Russia, and other cities. And that's why it's crucial to get this city.
President Biden heads to Brussels Thursday to meet with NATO leaders. He will also visit Poland. The confirmation hearing begins today for President Biden's first nominee to the Supreme Court. Fox's Jared Halpern has that.
Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson is the first black woman to face the Senate Judiciary Committee as a Supreme Court nominee, but she's no stranger to Senate confirmation. She was approved for a seat on the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals last year after serving as a D.C. District Court judge since 2013. The 51-year-old jurist grew up in Miami before graduating from Harvard. She was a federal public defender and served on the U.S. Sentencing Commission. After law school, she clerked for Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer, who, if confirmed, she would succeed on the high court. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas is in the hospital for what the court says is flu-like symptoms. He's being treated with antibiotics. His symptoms are said to be abating. America's listening to Fox News.
When there's nothing left that makes any sense. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News. Traffic.
If you're out on the roads in Lee County at this hour, not a lot to slow you down right now. I am watching a crash off of Gladiolus Bulb Loop in the Gladiolus Preserve. This is a residential area, so don't anticipate it'll be causing a lot of backups. Seeing some slowdowns in North Fort Myers off of 41 at the intersection of Pine Island Road. Nothing too significant there, though. And 41 in the Fort Myers area headed northbound just past the Pagefield Airport towards Colonial. A few delays there, but nothing to slow you down significantly. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Above average heat returns this afternoon with highs getting back into the upper 80s, not quite into the 90s like we saw yesterday, but mostly sunny skies in slightly drier conditions. The bigger story for this afternoon will be the strong winds we'll see, ranging from 10 to 20 miles per hour, eventually climbing to 25 miles per hour. When you factor in those wind gusts, that'll make for some rough conditions for boaters for the next few days. Highs eventually will get into the 90s by Wednesday before quickly dropping off into the lower 80s by Thursday, and then the 70s by Friday as we approach the upcoming weekend, back into the 70s for the first time in quite a while. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Road.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Have you ever had pain down your legs or into your hips and thought, why is this happening? There's a large nerve that comes out of your back that runs down into your leg called the sciatic nerve. This nerve can get compressed by a bulging herniated disc, arthritis, stenosis, or scoliosis. This causes sciatica, which eventually can lead to back, leg, or hip pain, weakness, or numbness. Avoid the band-aids like anti-inflammatories, spinal injections, or painful surgery. Sciatica, as well as bulging disc neuropathy and stenosis, can now effectively be treated with non-surgical spinal decompression at Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK. Spinal decompression decompresses the discs and nerves, allowing them to heal. FDA cleared, safe and comfortable. Make a decision to live life without pain. Call my office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
You already know that Genesis produces some of the most luxurious cars and SUVs in the world. But did you know that Genesis of Naples is the world's #1 largest volume Genesis dealer? Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples, and we're number one because we make sure you have a luxurious buying experience. Yes, my staff and I are honored to help our customers get into a new Genesis with our large volume of incoming inventory, like Motor Trend's 2022 SUV of the Year, the all-new GV70, or the hot midsize GV80, plus the G70, G80, G90 luxury sedans. Come see why the Genesis G80 ranked number one in initial quality among upper midsize premium cars by J.D. Power. As the world's largest dealer, we receive the largest share incoming models. So let us help you reserve yours. We're taking pre-orders now, so come in and select your dream Genesis. Visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road today.
Based on 2021 retail sales volume GMA. For JD Power 2021 U.S. award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Always on time, or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Boy, it's really... Some of the things that are going on right now in Russia are really bizarre. I don't know if you heard about Putin doing this big concert, trying to be like very Trump-like, doing this big event, and what happened after the fact. 30 minutes into the event, and there's a flood of people that would leave it. What is going on? So we'll get to that in just a second. Also, we're going to have quite the discussion this morning about a couple of things. If you missed the Miranda Devine interview from Friday, Miranda Devine wrote the book Laptop from Hell. We had her on to talk about the latest revelations on the laptop from hell and how many people can't avoid it right now. That's it. You just can't. You want to. The media had all the spin on it. You want to avoid it. You want to make believe like there's nothing to see here. But then when you connect all the dots and you start to realize that there's apparently a war in Ukraine that's going on right now because it's the protection of Hunter Biden and Joe Biden's corruption. Is that what this is? Is this Vladimir Putin going into Ukraine and basically saying, listen, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of having this thorn in my side next to my country, and you're using this, the Biden administration, as your corrupt little place to move money and everything else, and I'm going in, and I'd like to see what you're going to do about it. And oh, by the way, if you decide to stop me from doing anything, like if you start to have MiGs flying in the air or no-fly zones or anything like that, then, boy, there's a lot of compromise. There's a lot of compromised material that we have, that China has, quite honestly, that everybody has, because your son dropped off a laptop at a Mac dealership in Delaware to some dude who has all the evidence that he needs, and everybody else had it as well. And if you think that he's the only one that had all of the evidence on the hard drive, are you serious? You really don't think that other people have this as well and know? And so is that what we're dealing with? So Miranda Devine's interview, we'll replay that coming up at 6:35 in case you missed it. And also another discussion that we have to have today. And it's important because sooner or later, people have to stop complaining. We all, and when I say people, listen, we all do. You do, I do, Jake does, everybody does. If you're upset about something that's happening, let's just say, I don't know. Let's say there's biological males competing in women's sports and they're blowing the doors off of everybody else who's competing, and it's on TV, and there are people in the audience, and there are swimmers that are competing to try to beat this individual when they know that they can't, and then there are pictures taken, and you see that it doesn't look like a happy second and third place women who lost the race. When are we all going to realize that the only way that it's going to stop is to stop showing up? That if we're going to be honest, it's my fault, it's your fault, it's Jake's fault, it's everybody's fault that we didn't say no. The girls are not going to show up for the meets. The families, the parents, people are not going to show up in the stands. We're not going to watch on TV. Can we just be honest? If we're not willing to do that, then we probably shouldn't be talking about it. And so that's something that we're going to talk about coming up this morning. And there's a lot of things with sports. Man, I'll tell you what, the way sports and culture have come together, and, well, not completely, but some who are looking at the decisions of the NCAA. ESPN, who is going to say, we're going to have a moment of silence because of the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida. Are you serious? Yeah, that actually happened. Wait till you hear that audio. It's just, they're humiliating themselves. You're an embarrassment. And I'm not being crude and I'm not trying to be hyperbolic, but isn't it true? If ESPN is having a moment of silence to stand in solidarity with an LGBTQ plus 2IA, there's a whole, I just want to be PC. I don't want to miss anybody. And they're going to have a moment in silence because of the Don't Say Gay bill. That doesn't exist because there is no Don't Say Gay bill. And there's nothing about Don't Saying Gay in a bill that is the Parents' Rights and Education bill, which they say, but they try to hint at it's a Don't Say Gay bill, which it's not. That when you do that and you're in solidarity and we're going to hold a moment of silence, you sound dopey. Why are you doing that? You're humiliating yourself. It's true. All right. So we'll get to all of that coming up in a second. I don't know. I was just looking at the story as I got up this morning. Putin held this big rally because he wanted to show that there is support for the war. There was all kinds of problems going on with this. He wanted to throw this big photo op. As many people have been saying, another Russian general been killed in the fighting, according to Ukrainians. Is that true? Is it not true? Well, they're saying it. The commander of the 8th Army of the Southern Military District killed when they took out a Russian command post. And now Russia has stepped up their game and confirming that, hey, listen, this is a big deal. This is a big shift in the battle that is happening in Ukraine. Russia said it fired a hypersonic aeroballistic air-to-ground missile for the first time in this 3-week invasion of Ukraine, destroying a weapons bunker in the southwestern region of the country, according to Bloomberg. Now, why do you care about this? Because this hypersonic missile, also known as the Dagger, which struck an underground warehouse containing rockets and ammunition in a region near a place called Ivano-Frankivsk, was taken out by a missile that many people would be concerned about flying because it's the first such use of a hypersonic missile. It travels at Mach 10 speeds, about 7,600 miles an hour, an unpredictable flight path. It's near impossible for most advanced missile systems to shoot it down. It also, by the way, can carry a nuclear warhead. So here you have a hypersonic missile. Russia talked about having one. China launched one recently to show that it has one. They're difficult to detect and counter because of the speed and the fact that it can hold a warhead, and it was being used for the first time in battle. That's a pretty heavy escalation, everybody. That is a big deal. So putting that aside for just a second, you've got Putin holding this rally because he wants the world to believe that he's got this the Trump-like appeal the flags, the people, they're cheering, they're excited. Putin addressing Moscow Stadium to liberate people from the suffering from the genocide is the main inspiring motive of the military operation we started in Donbass and in Ukraine. And you got the stadium that was supposedly seeing filled with people. But a couple of problems that they were mentioning during the speech, and people didn't know what was going on. First of all, right in the middle of Putin's speech, the video cuts away, and there's a band playing for a few seconds. And then it cuts back to Putin again, and people are like, what's that all about? Supposedly, there's a stadium of 100,000 people. Oh, they were all paid, by the way. So 100,000 people showed up, and they get paid to be in the stadium. That's it. Yeah, yes, you, sir, in the back.
They got rubles, so they're not really getting paid.
Well, I guess it depends on how they're getting paid. Maybe it's like, hey, listen, show up, and if you don't show up,
Their payment was to be able to live.
Yeah, well, something like that. We don't. That is a millennial speculation. We cannot confirm or deny that report. But beyond the glitch, I guess, the BBC was talking to people who attended, and many were public sector employees. They said they'd been pressured to attend by their employers. Here you go. Hey, does that sound familiar? Some said they've been forced to attend. Others were students that told that they would get the day off if they attended a concert. And they had no idea what it was. They're like, hey, a day off? Yeah, we'll go to this concert. Who's playing? Does it matter? You're getting a day off. Okay, we'll show up. And half of them didn't even stay. There were like lines upon lines upon lines 30 minutes into the event. And there's floods of people leaving. They're like, oh, we didn't know that this was we thought this was like, is this Justin Bieber? Oh, no, never mind. I don't know. Who's the next big international? Isn't it, is K-pop still popular? The Korean pop songs? What? Why are you looking at me like that?
I would think so, yeah.
What is it? BT? What's the group? BTS? BTC? BT? No, BTC is that's Bitcoin. BTS? Right, you don't know who I'm talking about.
How are you up on Korean pop and I'm not?
How could I be? Because you want to know why? Because I have a niece who's absolutely nutty over, like, it's posters on the wall and the whole thing. Like, it's, and yeah, I don't think any of it's in English either.
Nope.
No, not a bit. But it's, look, one thing, we're going off the highway for just a second. Okay, you ready? Back in the day when I was producing and writing music and hanging out with certain individuals, and here in town, a group called LFO, they did a song called, it was Summer Girl. Oh, gosh. Anyway, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, LFO, they come to town. Lou Pearlman is the person who Lou Pearlman was famous for starting the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, and then ultimately ended up in jail, and it was a whole other, it just got really ugly. Okay, anyway. But one of the things that he always talked about is you're always going to have boy bands because the girls always love the boys, then they love the boy bands. And people were like, you got the boy band thing. It's like a fad. No, it's not a fad. It always pops up. And there they are. So how did we get onto that? Oh, because they didn't show up at the concert with Vladimir Putin. That's why. Because it wasn't a K-pop show. So
definitely not.
So the students were all like, never mind, we're out of here. So they all left. All right.
Do they have like R-pop, like Russian pop?
I don't know.
Yet.
If that would be very, very nice. All right, you get a ding for that. All right, good for you. Yeah, unless they've been canceled, like everything else, because anything that is it's getting to the point. I mean, if we're going to be honest, can we be honest? This is a show where we're all honest, right? Can we have an honest conversation? And Jake, you can even chime in on this. Is it getting a little carried away with the cancellation Like, is it getting, as some would say, peak stupid with how many things are getting canceled now because they're Russian? The latest is, who is it? Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin. He was part of history, April 12th, 1961. He became the first man to orbit the Earth. And so now they're saying that the focus, there's a fundraiser that was originally billed as Yuri's Night in honor of him. But now the focus of the fundraising event remains the same. Celebrate human achievements in space while inspiring the next generation to reach the stars. But we're not going to call it Yuri's Night anymore. From the nonprofit Space Foundation, they canceled the fundraiser because the first man in space was Russian. So they're canceling it to show solidarity with. So the whole thing is, if you cancel the first man who orbited Earth because he's Russian, and you're not going to have a night and a fundraiser that honors, because it's non-political, it's about space, and it doesn't mean that he is no longer the first person to orbit. That doesn't change. Does that make sense? You in canceling this fundraiser and in canceling and trying to cancel a person who was the first man to orbit the Earth, beating Alan Shepard's suborbital flight. It is what it is. It doesn't change. The International Cat Federation has banned Russian cats from competition. Can I say that again? We're banning cats from competing because they're Russian cats. In Wisconsin, at the Wisconsin Mustard Museum, I didn't even know there was one, but apparently there is. Here's a sign that says the Russian mustards have been temporarily removed. They'll return once the invasion of Ukraine is over and Russia recognizes and respects the sovereign nation of Ukraine. So they've removed Russian mustard from a museum in Wisconsin. Mustard. Because it's called Russian mustard, or maybe it was created in Russia. But it doesn't change the fact of the... I mean, is that too much? I don't know, Jake. Does that sound right to you? You seem okay with it? Like the cancellation of all of these different things. Are you okay with that? No Russian cats, no Russian mustard.
No, it's dumb. I mean, it's honestly, it makes no sense. What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you think whatever? You're not making a difference. I'm sorry. By not buying Russian cheese? That was already bought and sold and traded to the United States of America. They've already got their money.
Well, I'm just trying. I don't know. It seems kind of. It's not good. It's getting carried away. It's too much. You can.
Do you blame an entire group of people off of obviously what one person is operating on? Is it all of the Russians' fault?
Well, there's also some word out, and maybe you think differently. 239-479-5592. Maybe you think it's a good thing. Maybe you think it's going to stop Russia from invading Ukraine, and they're going to turn around and go, "Oh, well, the Wisconsin Mustard Museum doesn't have our name in there anymore. We should turn around and go back." But maybe you think that that's what'll happen. But I'm even hearing that, and I don't know if this is true, and I'll double check on the report because I just read it this morning, that along our southern border, we have Ukrainians who are trying to cross our southern border. They're being let into the country. But they're also finding Russians along the southern border, and they're not. When you're entering the country illegally, does it matter which? And ultimately, if you're trying to seek asylum, Ukrainians, so they're looking and they're saying, listen, Ukrainians are seeking asylum. It's clear. Their country's being attacked. There are Russians that are coming to the southern border. Are they seeking asylum? They're trying to get out. They're getting ethnic Russians in Ukraine. Do we know? There's got to be more to the story. But anyway, the point is that there is a lot that's still out there that's still not known, and we need to go to break. When it comes to the reporting, when it comes to some of the things that are happening with this war, that hopefully soon we'll start to hear. I mean, we're hearing about in Mariupol, this rejection of Russian demands for surrendering the city. It's the largest siege of a city since World War II. Belarus now, there's talk that they may get involved. So we continue to watch this story and get your thoughts. 239-479-5592. All right, when we come back, Miranda Devine wrote the book Laptop from Hell. If you missed the interview from Friday, we're going to replay it coming up and find out more about her thoughts. Remember, Miranda Devine and her story on the breaking of that story was the reason why it was taken off Twitter. Remember, New York Post putting the story out and all the things that we know now. It's just incredible. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News, right all along.
Are you ready to list your home for sale? What if you could receive a guaranteed offer on your home with no showings, no open houses, and no stress? Contact the Darta Group at dartagroup.com to learn about their guaranteed offer. The Darta Group has 30 years of experience and consistently ranks in the top 3% of real estate agents in Lee County. Find out if your home qualifies for a guaranteed offer and how you may receive an offer in as little as 24 hours and close escrow in as little as 21 days. No home prep, no showings, no open houses. You control when your home is sold and when you move. Learn more about this elite real estate team and the guaranteed offer at dartagroup.com. Don't wait. Schedule an appointment at dartagroup.com. That's dartagroup.com. A Compass Realty broker.
This Fox Business Report is presented by the Darta Real Estate Group at dartagroup.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine threatens a significant portion of the world's food supply. According to the Harvard Growth Lab's Atlas of Economic Complexity, the conflict sent wheat futures prices soaring and is pressuring the still recovering global supply chain, setting the stage for an increase in already inflated consumer prices. More than 500 workers at a Chevron refinery in the San Francisco Bay Area told the company they will go on strike today, voting down the company's most recent contract offer. Disney closed its Shanghai theme park as Chinese authorities try to control the city's biggest coronavirus flare-up in 2 years. U.S. oil field services company Baker Hughes is suspending new investments for its Russian operations. Crude oil futures higher overnight in the $7 to $9 a barrel range. Stock futures traded lower overnight. Asian stock markets ended mixed. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Sal Giangrasso, invested in you.
Celebrate your accomplishments with a previously enjoyed Rolex watch from Duncan's Diamonds. From sporty to dress models.
Hi, I'm Stuart Duncan, and here at Duncan's Diamonds, we have the finest previously enjoyed Rolexes available.
We make the process easy, beginning with the guidance of our expert consultants.
Why buy a new Rolex at full price when you can buy the exact same watch, only a few years older, certified, fixed up, refurbished with a 2-year warranty, and at a third of the price or less? And our knowledgeable staff will make your experience as memorable as your timepiece. Come to Duncan's Diamonds today and leave confident you will receive the highest quality at the best possible prices. We will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and you can count on that.
Duncan's Diamonds. Come celebrate with the Rolex of your dreams. Naples at Mercado, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Fort Myers on US 41. Find your own one-of-a-kind jewelry.
As a great poet once wrote, choosing one path over another makes all the difference. Now consider that each space reimagined by Closet Factory brims with features, each of which reflect a choice made to make things more efficient. The result? A room built of dozens of good choices that, by design, don't just keep things in your home more organized, but in living with it makes you more organized. Designed and engineered for a better you. That's how we build it at Closet Factory and ClosetFactory.com.
We could fly to such great heights.
With MSC Cruises, a world of discovery awaits. And now you can set sail with free balcony upgrades to enjoy those ultimate ocean views. Plus, kids sail free, so gather the group. And rest easy with flexible booking changes. Discover the Caribbean and the Bahamas, including Ocean Key, our award-winning private island. Only the sea offers you so much. Only MSC Cruises offers you so much more. To book, call your travel advisor or visit msccruises.com. Restrictions apply.
That moment when you realize you have a serious air conditioner issue. A real strip down to your skivvies, no one's sleeping tonight, head in the freezer fail party. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local experts at Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning keep you cool with $50 off any repair.
Want to chill? There's an expert for that.
Call Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Your new home is calling you to live the good life at a good price. River Hall in Hampton Lakes offers the most livable master planned neighborhood in the Gulf Coast with single-family homes from the mid-200s to the 800s. It's resort-style living with abundant recreation surrounding a Davis Love III Championship golf course, all just 20 minutes east of Fort Myers. See new model homes at livelargeforless.com. That's livelarge4less.com.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myShowerDoor.com.
It's a new year and a great time to upgrade your cabinets. You want Sinclair quality. You want Sinclair craftsmanship. You want Sinclair cabinets. Sinclair Custom Homes now offers their handmade, built in the USA custom cabinets without having to purchase a Sinclair custom home. You can now have the same high-quality furniture finished cabinets in your existing home. Upgrade your kitchen, your bath, your closets, even your garage. For details, visit SinclairCabinets.com. That's SinclairCabinets.com.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpet starting at, wait a minute, let me just get this right, at just $1.99 a square foot?
Yes, installed carpet pad and labor, $1.99.
And there's the phones ringing already. Look at that. They're getting excited.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, tell me more about what we've got here.
So we've got a big selection, and this is quite a carpet.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco, whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet. They've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
92.5 Fox News. Right.
Wink News. Traffic.
If you're out on the roads in Lee County at this hour, not a lot to slow you down right now. I am watching a crash off of Gladiolus Bulb Loop in the Gladiolus Preserve. This is a residential area, so don't anticipate it'll be causing a lot of backups. Seeing some slowdowns in North Fort Myers off of 41 at the intersection of Pine Island Road. Nothing too significant there, though. And 41 in the Fort Myers area headed northbound just past the Pagefield Airport towards Colonial. A few delays there, but nothing to slow you down significantly. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Above average heat returns this afternoon with highs getting back into the upper 80s, not quite into the 90s like we saw yesterday, but mostly sunny skies in slightly drier conditions. The bigger story for this afternoon will be the strong winds we'll see, ranging from 10 to 20 miles per hour, eventually climbing to 25 miles per hour. When you factor in those wind gusts, that'll make for some rough conditions for boaters for the next few days. Highs eventually will get into the 90s by Wednesday before quickly dropping off into the lower 80s by Thursday, and then the 70s by Friday as we approach the upcoming weekend, back into the 70s for the first time in quite a while. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rhodes.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. Our team is expanding as we grow, and we're looking for a few good people. We're taking applications right now for air conditioning installers, air conditioning helpers, the service mechanic department, our sales team, and we have a few spots open in our apprentice program, where we will take a novice person with no training, put them with a supervisor for a 6-month training program. This will require a commitment to the company. So if you feel you could be one of the best, apply in person at 4697 Elevation Way in Fort Myers. We're just off Martin Luther King Boulevard in the Benchmark Industrial Park. You can call us at 239-482-1542 for directions. If you want to be one of the best, come join us at Kobe Cooling. License CACO 57313.
Where do designers store their clients' furniture when doing an estate home remodel? Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples. With over 10,000 square feet of air-conditioned storage space, designers use Rice's Moving and Transport for one reason: trust. They know Rice's Moving team will pad wrap and inspect all articles carefully, then securely store them. Contractors use Rice's during a remodel to store customers' personal items too. Upon completion, everything is then returned to your home, completely unpacked and carefully reassembled. Another important point to consider when selecting a mover is this: only a handful of moving companies actually follow all the laws. Many moving companies simply pay employees in cash. This creates an issue for you as they are not insured. If there's an accident, you're responsible. So if you're planning a whole home or condo remodel or need help moving and storing your treasured furniture and valuables, trust Rice's Moving and Transport, fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
One of the great things about little boys and little girls is when they grow up, they want to be just like you. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. So to moms and dads, aunts and uncles, and grandparents everywhere, remember this: the next time you get in the car and don't buckle your seatbelt, a little boy is watching. And when you decide to text or dial and talk while driving, a little girl is watching your every move. And when you head down the road with a beer or cocktail in the car, that little person next to you is taking it all in. In this life, you have an awesome responsibility to those children who love you the most and want to be you in every way. So make a pledge today to be a good role model to these kids and their friends, so that that little boy and that little girl get to grow up and be just like you. Morgan & Morgan, for our children.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
The Diamond District is a retail store selling at wholesale prices. Their team will help you define what is best for you and your budget by walking you through the variety of factors that change the beauty and prices of a diamond. And you can be sure that with Jason and Todd, you will buy a diamond at a wholesale price.
Liberals suck. That's why we have Clay and Buck. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Today, noon to 3 on 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
All right, 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC Talk and Text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go there, watch, subscribe to our channel on Rumble. We do appreciate that. Just looking at a... well, I'll get to this in a little bit. Yeah, I just noticed this from yesterday. The Babylon Bee, Seth Dillon, who was actually in town, I think it was last week. If you know, the Babylon Bee does satire, satirical takes on politics and culture. They got locked out of their account for hateful content. And Seth Dillon is like, I just got to notice, I'm locked out of the account. What was the hateful conduct that the Babylon Bee did that would lock them out of Twitter? Hateful. Well, I guess it came over the Babylon's Bee piece from 5 days ago, jokingly naming Health and Human Services Assistant Secretary Rachel Levine as Man of the Year. Levine is a biological man, best known for coming out as a transgender female before being appointed by the president to the role of Assistant Secretary. Levine was named one of USA's Women of the Year, so Babylon Bee satirically said, well, we have made Rachel Levine Man of the Year. That's hateful, and you're shut out of your account.
But so here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Can you really categorize that as satire when they're not wrong?
Well, look up satire and
I don't know the definition offhand.
Yeah, well, there's that. All right, I just thought I'd throw that out there. What a terrible segue into the Miranda Devine discussion. So glad this was something that was recorded on Friday and not live right now, because it would be a really weird segue. All right, so Miranda Devine is a writer of Laptop from Hell, the book about Hunter Biden and the laptop from hell, and a lot of things that are in that book that I would encourage you to buy and get and see. And we had an opportunity to speak to her about the revelations in the New York Times, saying, yeah, maybe it's true. Maybe it's true. Okay. And we started the conversation with Miranda Devine talking about how the Justice Department is investigating Hunter Biden for foreign lobbying violations, and in Delaware, and scrutinizing his taxes and more, possible criminal violations of tax laws, as well as foreign lobbying and money laundering. I mean, this is a big deal, and maybe to get her thoughts on that right out of the gate.
Yes, well, look, we know that the grand jury that's going on in Delaware into Hunter Biden's various criminal activities, let's say. So there's a criminal investigation into his tax affairs, also into a potential money laundering and violation of the foreign agent registration laws. So that's been going on for a long time. Now, I thought it was 2018. The New York Times is now claiming that this predates predates the Trump administration. It goes back to the Obama-Biden administration. So we know that's been going on, and we know that it's started to gather some speed, because there have been a few high-profile people that have started to appear before it, including Hunter Biden's baby mama, who was there a couple of months ago, testifying to his spending habits. So we know all that, and it must be coming to fruition, because what we saw in the New York Times yesterday was basically a rehearsal of Hunter Biden's defense, how he was going to get out of these problems, and, saying that he'd already paid $1 million in tax, and that, the foreign agent thing he would be able to fix by registering now and have it work retroactively, and therefore the money laundering charge, normally it doesn't get brought because it never gets brought as a standalone issue. Now, I've spoken to lawyers about that, and they say absolutely not. So it's obviously just a kite that they're flying to see if it'll work, and what the reaction will be.
Yeah, certainly my first reaction is there has to be a reason. There's got to be a reason why all of a sudden the New York Times decided to say this. The first thing that came to mind. And the second thing is, and you mentioned this at the New York Post, and this is an important piece of all of this as well. Here we go again with this talk, and we've heard so many times about Russian disinformation. How many times it was used against you and others, and even the thing that I've talked to people about. I had a conversation over the weekend about. It just seems really odd that if that Vladimir Putin was being used as the tool to be the person that is discussed about Trump and Vladimir Putin being together and working in cahoots to rig an election, and their friends and everything else, and how Democrats really took a real chance in making him the person, almost as if they didn't feel like he's as much of a threat as they described and have been describing, because you wouldn't certainly throw him into the mix if you felt like he was a threat to, let's say, launch a nuke or something like that. But putting that aside, the Russian disinformation and the 50 former intelligence officials Miranda, they flat out lied. And we're not talking about just anybody. The names should be something that will remind people of Russiagate and some of the things that they had said before about Russian disinformation.
Well, yes, and look, it's pretty obvious that the New York Times, which has ignored this story 16 months ago before the election when it actually counted, now they're freeing up their reporters to go and pursue it because it doesn't matter. Because at the time, 16 months ago, when the New York Post was reporting on the contents of the laptop and the wrongdoing it showed of what Biden was doing overseas with all these foreign countries giving his family money, his using and abusing his power as vice president, that was an election-losing revelation. And of course, the rest of the media didn't want that to get out, didn't want the American people to know about it. But as for Russian disinformation, it is really reckless of the Democratic Party. For the last 6 years, they have used the phrase Russian disinformation as a domestic weapon against their political enemies. Yep. And they crippled Donald Trump's presidency for, the first 3 years by accusing him of being a patsy of the Kremlin, an asset of Vladimir Putin. It was not true, as we know from the Mueller report and so on. But it didn't stop them. Now, when we at the New York Post published this bombshell story about the revelations in Hunter Biden's laptop 3 weeks before the 2020 election, what happened? You had John Brennan and James Clapper and Leon Panetta and Michael Hayden and about 50 of these former senior intelligence officials came out with this scurrilous letter claiming that the laptop and the material in it, and by extension our reporting, was Russian disinformation in their expert opinion, even though they had not looked at any of the material. So that was used by Joe Biden to get off the hook. And those people, to this day, those former intelligence officials are appearing on CNN and MSNBC as esteemed experts on the war in Ukraine. And really, their reputations are shredded. They should not be heard from again.
Right. Absolutely. Miranda Devine joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, journalist for the New York Post, and obviously the author of the best-selling book, Laptop from Hell. And I would encourage you not to get one, but two. Go buy them today because you may need another copy, because if you're walking down the street and somebody says, oh, Hunter Biden, it's a nothing burger or whatever they want to say. I don't know what they would say. Hand them the book. But here's the thing, Miranda, about that. This whole nothing burger, and people might say, what's the big deal? You got Hunter Biden with some pornography, some things that are questionable on there. He's a nasty guy. What's the big deal? It's a little more than that. In a lot of different ways. And one of them might be even, the money for the big guy, the Biden, who was more than happy not too long ago to talk about getting that prosecutor fired because, I said so, and we'd have to do this. And there we go, Shokin. And then all the questions about money and how all of this fits into play, right? I mean, that's a big part of this. And Hunter Biden's in the middle of all of the, I guess you could say, the laundering and the exchanges and the moving of money and parts. I mean, that's how big this is.
Yes, well, it's interesting. The idea that this is a nothing burger is abounding online. There seems to be a real campaign by bots or by defenders of the Biden regime, which is, pretty coordinated. And one of their main excuses is they say, well, I didn't notice that Hunter Biden is president. They deliberately missed the point here. The laptop, the story about the laptop, and it's not just the laptop, it's the material that buttresses it, and from Tony Bobulinski, who was Hunter Biden's business partner. He's handed over all the contents of his devices and all the WhatsApp messages and emails and documents. He handed them to the FBI back in 2020, late 2020, and he was willing. He gave a press conference, and the New York Times and so on were not interested in talking to him. And also, there's the material that the Johnson-Grassley Senate report discovered, and a lot of Treasury reports, suspicious activity reports of money coming into bank accounts from suspect sources, bank accounts, of course, associated with the Biden family. So there's a lot of evidence there, and where it all leads to, it's Joe Biden, because this is really not a story about Hunter Biden, who is a pathetic figure, really, a long-time crack addict, apparently now reformed, so good for him. But this is a story about his father and about the fact that he, as vice president, he expanded internationally the influence peddling scheme he'd been running for 40 years in Delaware as a senator. And he used his son as a bagman. And there's ample evidence on the laptop and among Tony Bobolinsky's material that Joe Biden financially benefited from this scheme. And, you know, there's, you just mentioned, 10% for the big guy. That's some documents there showing that one of the Chinese deals that Hunter and his business partners drew up, Hunter was to reserve 10% for his father, Joe Biden. Yeah. And then there is some evidence of mingling of finances between Joe and Hunter, of shared bank accounts and shared debit cards, and also that Hunter Biden was paying for some of Joe Biden's bills. Now, there's not a lot of evidence, but there is a little bit, and it's probably the tip of the iceberg that Hunter was paying for, you know, an AT&T phone bill every month for Joe. He was paying for upkeep of one of his Delaware mansions, things like painting and replacing shutters and air conditioning, you know, a few thousand here and a few thousand there. So, and also we have from Hunter's own lips, he's spoken quite often on the laptop. There are emails and various documents in which he complains bitterly to friends and family about having to give half his salary to his father, about paying for everything for this family for years and not getting any gratitude. So I think for any investigators who wanted to pull on the thread, it leads pretty quickly to Joe Biden, the president.
Yeah, and before we go, last question I would ask, and thank you for the time. I do appreciate it. I know you're going to be busy today, but is this, you know, when you talk about monies and where these monies are coming from, the familiar names come up. It's China, it's Ukraine, it's Russia, right? I mean, these are where these monies and the trail leads. So the question might be asked, is Joe Biden compromised?
Well, that's the $64,000 question, isn't it? And look, what we know is that his family received tens of millions of dollars from China, from Russia, from Ukraine, from oligarchs. Right. Russian oligarchs who are currently sanctioned. Hunter Biden used to play with them. He would go to Lake Como. He would go to Moscow. He would go to Monte Carlo. He would stay in their houses. He would visit them. He would, play on their yachts with them. He would go to the hotels that they like to frequent. He received money from them, he and his partners. And so I think that it's, it stands to reason, therefore, that at least those countries and unsavory people in those countries know a hell of a lot about the president and his son. So, we can only assume that Joe Biden is compromised in the eyes of Russia and China and Ukraine, let's say, three of the most important countries at the moment. Mm-hmm. So everybody knows about it. I mean, China knows about it, Russia knows about it, Ukraine knows about it. The only people that don't know all the facts about this are the American people. And that is in large part because there has been an incredibly incurious media when it comes to wrongdoing by the Bidens.
Yeah, and big tech, who I don't even have to tell you how many people were taken down and silenced and unbelievable things that you can read about Get the book. Get more than one book. Laptop from Hell, Hunter Biden, Big Tech, and Dirty Secrets the President Tried to Hide. Miranda Devine, journalist from the New York Post, joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. You are the best. An incredible book, incredible work, and we look forward to more of your work on the way as well. And all the best. Thank you for spending some time with us this morning. We do appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Drew.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here, 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Hi, Dan Martineau. When it rains in Florida, it really pours. Home without gutters can cause soil, landscape erosion, and potential foundation damage. D.R. Martineau will install new 6 or 7-inch seamless gutters and downspouts. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
How often have you heard from your wealth advisor over the last 6 months? Markets have moved up and down, and laws around retirement plans and inheritance have changed quickly. We've heard from too many people at other national financial firms that they've been contacted rarely or not at all. At the Naples Trust Company, our clients enjoy a one-on-one relationship with their investment and fiduciary team members, each of whom are locally based and meet regularly with clients for in-person or virtual visits. This personal touch is a trademark of the Trust Company. We make it a point to know you, your family members, and the goals that are most important to you. Are you ready for a better experience? Call us for an appointment at 239-774-4000 or visit NaplesTrustCompany.com to discover the difference.
A division of the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed.
As a small business owner, your bottom line is always top of mind. So start saving by switching to Comcast Business Mobile. It's a mobile service designed for small business that can save you money with unlimited data for just $24 per line per month for 10 lines. Perfect for any small business looking to grow. Or you can pay by the gig. And with access to millions of Wi-Fi hotspots, you'll pay only for the data you need, with no line fees, activation costs, or term contracts. You can save up to $500 a year on your wireless bill, all on the most reliable 5G network. And it's only available to Comcast Business Internet customers. So boost your business's bottom line with a more reliable, more affordable mobile service by switching to Comcast Business Mobile today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Comcast Business Mobile utilizes the network with the most RootMetrics 5G data reliability assessment wins in 2H 2021. Wi-Fi networks not tested. Results may vary. Award is not an endorsement.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime. Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
We could fly to such great heights.
With MSC Cruises, a world of discovery awaits. And now you can set sail with free balcony upgrades to enjoy those ultimate ocean views. Plus, kids sail free, so gather the group. And rest easy with flexible booking changes. Discover the Caribbean and the Bahamas, including Ocean Key, our award-winning private island. Only the sea offers you so much. Only MSC Cruises offers you so much more. To book, call your travel advisor or visit msccruises.com. Restrictions apply.
Hi, I'm Soren Christensen with Advanced Wealth Advisors. Are you worried about higher taxes now and in the future? Are you looking for opportunities to reduce your taxes and increase your income? I'm a certified financial planner professional with training in investment, retirement, and tax planning. I'll work with you to ensure your financial plan is maximizing all tax reduction opportunities. Visit awadvisors.com to request a consultation and to see the Advanced Wealth Advisors difference. That's awadvisors.com.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career, including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East, would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you in your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along. We're so glad you set your radio right here. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Pounding Ukraine's capital even harder. I'm Roger Stern, Fox News. There's no let-up in the Russian bombardment of Ukrainian cities.
Overnight, there was another missile strike on the capital, Kyiv, this one hitting a shopping mall. We understand from emergency services in the capital city that at least 4 people were killed in that strike. Over the weekend, Russian forces also hit a Marine base in Mykolaiv. That is another southern city. We are told that at least 45 Marines died in that particular missile strike. And the destruction is very evident too in the eastern city of Kharkiv. That has been main target for Russian forces. It is a city that the Ukrainians desperately want to hold on to.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt in Lviv. Ukrainian officials are rejecting a Russian demand that Ukrainian forces in Mariupol lay down arms and raise white flags. That would be in exchange for safe passage out of the city. Democrats are wondering how tough Republicans are going to be on President Biden's first nominee to the Supreme Court, Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says he's had a one-on-one discussion with Judge Jackson, and despite how he says Democrats have treated nominees Republican presidents have put forward, he said on CBS Face the Nation he expects a cordial process.
It'll be a respectful deep dive into her record, which I think is entirely appropriate for a lifetime appointment.
One GOP Judiciary Committee member, Josh Hawley of Missouri, did sharply criticize what he called the judge's alarming record on child pornography cases last week on Twitter. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
This Fox News update is presented by Freedom Dental of Fort Myers. Online at freedomdentalftmyers.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Watching a new crash out of Charlotte County in the Punta Gorda area. This is I-75 near mile marker 152. That's near the Tucker's Grade Road exit. Doesn't seem to be causing any roadblock at this hour, but this is a very frequently traveled interstate, so could cause some slowdowns as the morning goes on. Just be mindful when you're passing through. Elsewhere in Charlotte County, only delays I am seeing 41 headed southbound just past Edgewater Drive. Other than that, should be a smooth ride through Charlotte County. Just watch out for that crash on 75. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Above average heat returns this afternoon with highs getting back into the upper 80s, not quite into the 90s like we saw yesterday, but mostly sunny skies in slightly drier conditions. The bigger story for this afternoon will be the strong winds we'll see, ranging from 10 to 20 miles per hour, eventually climbing to 25 miles per hour. When you factor in those wind gusts, that'll make for some rough conditions for boaters for the next few days. Highs eventually will get into the 90s by Wednesday before quickly dropping off into the lower 80s by Thursday, and then the 70s by Friday as we approach the upcoming weekend, back into the 70s for the first time in quite a while. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rhodes.
Find conservative sanity and Sean Hannity at rightallalong.net. 92.5 Fox News is streaming live around the clock.
Hi, I'm Ty Lassiter, CEO and managing partner of Key City Capital, and we have been actively investing in strong cash flowing real estate right here in South Florida for over 10 years. And if you're like us, you're looking to achieve strong investment returns in your portfolio, but you definitely don't want to take aggressive risks. Well, Key City Capital was founded to achieve this goal, and we have done that since inception. For over 10 years, we have generated safe, secure, consistent double-digit returns for our investors without risking a penny of their principal. And we can do that for you too.
Call Key City Capital today to reserve a spot for our next dinner event. Call 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Check us out online at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Hey guys, it's health and fitness expert Robbie Raw. You've heard how much I love my arch supports from the Good Feet store. Now I want you to hear from someone else who's taken my advice.
Hi, I'm Dr. Julie Caton. I have always enjoyed walking but have had severe pain in my leg and ankle. I heard about the Good Feet store from Robbie and decided to get my own arch supports. I was pleasantly surprised to discover their 3-step support system, which fits in all of my different shoes. I absolutely love them. And now I'm back to enjoying my nature walks, my dog walks, and any form of exercise. I thank Robbie for her advice and the Good Feet store for giving me my active life back.
Friends, if you have knee, hip, or back pain, don't wait. Visit the Good Feet store and take back your life. You know, what you do today will affect the quality of your life later. And nothing changes if nothing changes. Decide today to live your best life. You are worth it, and that's the raw truth.
Ever purchased an online item and either it doesn't fit, has missing parts, or became damaged? Trying to save a few bucks can end up costing more. My Shower Door is a locally owned and operated family business that measures, manufactures, and installs our own brand of frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida. And we were just named Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. With almost 80,000 shower doors installed, we have the experience and expertise. Plus, estimates are always free. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
People who suffer with back or neck problems, whether that's pain, numbness, or weakness, deal with something that can be frustrating. Pain wears us down. It can affect our relationships with family and friends. It's not fun to be around someone who's always complaining about their backs. Don't resign yourself to having to live with pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care, I successfully treat the worst of the worst, those who get injections, nerve-burning procedures, or even surgery. And now they're back, golfing and living life. If there's a treatment that is extremely effective for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, or neuropathy, wouldn't you want to see if it can help you? Non-surgical spinal decompression is now in Southwest Florida. Safe and painless, more than just a temporary fix. Long-lasting relief that can finally heal the condition, regardless of age. Take the time right now to call my Medicare-friendly office for a no-charge telephone consultation about spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Alda's Diner in Naples makes everything from scratch with daily homemade specials for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Enjoy big portions of your favorite comfort foods, from steak and eggs or pancakes for breakfast to fantastic salads or their famous Donald J. Burger for lunch or dinner. And don't forget about Alda's extensive bar menu with drink specials for the perfect start to your evening. Make Alda's your go-to spot. They're on the corner of Vanderbilt Beach Road and 951 in Naples. Alda's Diner. There's no place like it.
It's not often a 25-year-old exceeds everyone's expectations. But FGCU has done just that in our first 25 years. Remember the thrill of Dunk City? The rise of WGCU? Being recognized as a top entrepreneurship program? The impact of our water school? If we can build a stronger Southwest Florida in just 25 years, imagine what we'll do with 25 more.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Listen, if you're suffering every day with joint pain, I want you to stop and listen, because you can get real lasting relief right now with natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics, they are the nation's leader in regenerative solutions that can restore and repair damaged tissue with no surgery and no drugs. This is the relief you've been hoping for your aching hips, knees, shoulders, lower back. The unique protocols at QC Kinetics were created by a physician with years of study in regenerative, restorative medicine. They're treating patients every day in hundreds of clinics nationwide with remarkable success, life-changing results with zero downtime. It's the new, better, smarter, non-surgical, non-invasive way to deal with joint pain. And yes, they're right here, ready to help you now. So call for a free consultation. Make this spring and summer your best ever with no joint pain holding you back. QC Kinetics with 2 locations, one in Fort Myers and one in Naples. You can call 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN.
That moment when you realize you have a serious air conditioner issue
A real strip down to your skivvies, no one's sleeping tonight, head in the freezer fail party. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local experts at Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning keep you cool with $50 off any repair.
Want to chill? There's an expert for that.
Call Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Thank you for waking us all up out here. For all you do.
Thank you for giving us a voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the Brett AC Talk and Text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. You can go there to watch and subscribe to our channel on Rumble. Thank you very much for doing that. All right, lots to get to as we skim a lot of the headlines. Obviously, as Ukraine on the minds of many and the President Zelensky doing something that's very democratic and definitely looking more and more like somebody who stands up for democracy in their country as he suspended the activities of 11 opposition political parties in Ukraine's parliament and issued a decree that combines 3 privately owned television networks into one media platform controlled by the government, according to media reports. I'm just going to say this. That's not very democratic. That's something very undemocratic, and you could probably think of what that is to say that you are going to suspend the activities of an opposition party and then combine the television networks into one controlled by the government. Doesn't sound very democratic, but that's out there. So there's a little bit of concern as to someone who is standing up for democracy in Ukraine. Well, it's a war, Drew. You don't understand. It's different. So we're watching that story, and the concern of many as to what is happening there, and the bombings and the weaponry that is being used, weaponry that we've never seen before, like hypersonic missiles and warfare that we are concerned about. So just keeping an eye on that. Also, a couple of other things that are going on, including a battle, the Supreme Court. We're going to start hearing more, especially today, as the Senate will be having confirmation hearings for Ketanji Brown Jackson. And there are some concerns about the way she has judged certain cases in the past, how she has done her job, not personal attacks, but how she has done her job. There are concerns about the way that she has looked at and sentenced individuals on certain cases, including decisions in child pornography cases. And we're told that what you have to do is sit down and shut up. That if you're a Republican, that she is going to be, this next Supreme Court justice. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just the way it is. So get over yourself. And I'm not kidding. That's what this is. It's not about really being concerned about how she has sentenced and performed on the bench as a judge. We're not allowed to do that. You just have to sit back. Ellie Mistel is someone that is a pundit, a leftist author and pundit that MSNBC loves to have on the program. And if you think I'm kidding when it comes to the attacks on anyone who would suggest that we should dive in and look into the history of a nominee for the Supreme Court, a lifetime nomination, that we should just be quiet because what the left never goes after someone that would be nominated by a Republican, right? I mean, that you never see that happen.
I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
Yeah, well, there's kind of, Kavanaugh. Okay, gotcha. So here's this Ellie Mistel accusing Josh Hawley now, who brought up a couple of problems that he has witnessed in some of the sentencing of Judge Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. And when it comes to child pornography cases, he was on with Hannity on Friday and said,
if you look at what she's done as a judge on the bench, when she had the chance to put away child predators over and over again, when it comes to these child porn cases, these are pedophiles we're talking about, she chose to give them the lightest sentence possible in case after case. I mean, you mentioned one. The guidelines recommended 10 years. She gave him 3 months. And we could go on and on. The problem is I haven't been able to find a single case where she has had a child porn offender, a pedophile in front of her, where she hasn't given him the most lenient sentence she possibly could.
And he goes through the cases. They're out there for people to see on his Twitter account. You can read it for yourself. They're trying to make it seem like it's taken out of context, but it's not. Literally, it's there for you to read. Kind of like the Parental Rights and Education Bill, where you get to read exactly why people had a problem with it and why the governor is going to sign it, as opposed to being a don't say gay bill, which is something that is made up. And something that is there and being said to cause a lot of issues between individuals and a lie. It's kind of the same thing. It's right there for you to see. You can make up and say whatever you want about it, but it is or is not a problem. And she has to answer. And according to Josh Hawley, she has not answered any questions. And Democrats haven't answered any questions. They're just pushing back. So what is this... Ellie Mistel, this leftist author and pundit have to say about this. And I want you to listen to this because, again, this goes to not only the leftist thinking on how you need to sit down and shut up, but there's something else. Listen.
The simplest thing for Republicans would be to kind of have a normal kind of above board hearing, let her be confirmed so she doesn't change the balance of power of the court anyway, and go back to talking about the things that work for them, to go back to crying about gas prices or talking about Hunter Biden's laptop or whatever other thing counts as a Republican platform these days.
Okay, right. So gas prices, a Republican platform. Go back to the gas thing. I mean, nobody's being affected by that. You're making a big hype out of nothing. And Hunter Biden's laptop, it's a big hype about nothing. Why don't you just stop the nonsense? And why don't you just be above board? And why don't you just let her be confirmed, because she's going to be the next Supreme Court justice, so why fight it? Stop fighting, Republicans. Stop fighting. Just do what we tell you to do. Sit down and shut up. This is who MSNBC is bringing on. Now, again, people may say, who's this person? Exactly. But there are, I don't know, a handful of people that watch MSNBC that are going to listen to what they're saying and what he's about to say, which gets even more outrageous. Just wait. And the point is that it gets amplified through the alphabet media, NBC, and local, state, and national. This message gets amplified. Like, sit down, shut up, and don't cause trouble and do the right thing, because we never cause trouble when it comes to people that you nominate.
I want to tell you, Kavanaugh.
All right, enough. All right, so here's the rest of what he says.
Because she is going to be confirmed, and she is going to be well-liked while she's confirmed, and she's not going against her is kind of a waste of their time. But I don't want to let the Josh Hawley thing lie, because here's where I need the Democrats to step up. Because when they try to smear her, I need the Democrats to get up there and defend her just as vociferously as Lindsey Graham defended alleged attempted rapist Brett Kavanaugh.
I like where you went there. Okay, see that? So we have to when they try to smear her, we're talking about how she has judged cases. You brought in something that was a flat-out lie and brought in people to make a clown show out of what needed to be something very seriously thought out and looked at as far as specifics when it comes to a judge, and you made things up about him personally, but now we come to someone who they're looking at, not even bringing the personal into this, but bringing into the job that she has done on the bench, and somehow it's this smear job. Okay, now it gets really bad, because now he goes after Josh Hawley and what the real intention behind all of this is. Listen.
Like, I need that level of energy from the Democrats, especially when they come at her with this trumped up alleged issues about her sentencing on for sex offenders, because what Josh Hawley is doing, let's be very clear. What Josh Hawley is doing when he tries to do this is he's trying to get her killed.
What? He's trying to get her killed. You might say it's hyperbolic, but you also might say it's dangerous. So there's MSNBC with zero pushback, putting on someone who is a leftist pundit and author, getting hysterical, saying that Democrats have to push back hard against Republicans when they call to attention things that she has to answer for, the job that she did on the bench. And that the reason why Josh Hawley is doing this is because he's trying to get her killed. I mean, it's not funny, but it does really speak to a couple of different things. One of which is how the left and the media, one and the same, will allow somebody like this to be on their network, say something so outrageous like that, and not even push back against it. Like, yep, that's exactly it. So everybody take that that talking point and run with it. And how Democrats are a bunch of hypocrites. They don't want you to do anything to push back against who they nominate, what they say about how you should live your life, how you should accept that a biological male is going to beat the snot out of anybody who dares to try to challenge them in a pool, in a swimming match, and you're just going to have to show up and you're going to have to pay the money and you're going to have to compete because it's just the way the rules are, and sorry, there's nothing else that you can do. Oh, we're going to get to that story coming up in just a bit. And then you have Dick Durbin, not that you need to hear him, but he has something to say about this the Supreme Court nominee as well.
Case of those hearings, we are now seeing escalating attacks from some Senate Republicans like Josh Hawley, who set out a Twitter series of tweets.
Okay, first of all, attacks? It's not attacks. He's asking a legitimate question. According to his tweets, he is seeing somebody who is being really lenient when it comes to her sentencing decisions in child pornography cases. Real leniency. Numbers that speak for themselves. Less than a third of non-production child porn defendants received sentences within the guidelines in 2019, according to a report, and 59% of the offenders saying that this is what was happening. That they're trying to protect this individual and saying that, no, these are under the guidelines. It's absolutely true. But then when Josh Hawley says, and why is it, again, when you go back to the leniency of these cases?
The lightest sentence possible in case after case. I mean, you mentioned one. The guidelines recommended 10 years. She gave him 3 months.
Okay. That actually happened. It's in the record. So when you're saying that, no, they're just going by what is out there. In 2019, everything was laid out. This is how it's supposed to. Well, no. They were saying, you just heard the numbers. And that's not the way it was going down. So somebody's right and somebody's not. So there's George Stephanopoulos talking to Dick Durbin and these attacks on the Supreme Court nominee.
Suggesting that Judge Jackson is somehow soft on child porn. It's been debunked.
It's been debunked, everybody. It's been, really? By who? This goes back to something we've talked about before. By who? Please explain to who debunked it. Because when the media says we've done our own fact checking or we've seen fact checkers, we know who the fact checkers are and what they're checking, and they're not the facts.
By several independent fact checkers.
Gotcha.
But what does that tell you about the confirmation fight ahead?
Well, I'm not sure what it signals, but as far as Senator Hawley is concerned, here's the bottom line. He's wrong. He's inaccurate and unfair in his analysis.
Yeah, all right, whatever. So we're going to have to go through this. And the big question becomes, what are Republicans going to do? What's Mitch McConnell going to do? What are senators going to do? Are they going to say, man, we got to be respectful in the process, because if we're respectful in the process, then they'll be respectful, which they're not. And then when you scream at them for being respectful in the process, the next time a Republican president gets to nominate a Supreme Court justice and they do everything, including pull out the kitchen sink and the lies and distortions and making a mockery of the process, what do you do then? You sit back and, I don't understand why they're doing this. We're always so nice. Stop being nice. Well, you could be nice, but be firm and stand. Stand for what's right. We'll see if they do it. All right, what else we have? 239-479-5592. All right, well, there's a bunch of other things that I wanted to get to, including some of what Dr. Fauci, there was a Fauci sighting once again over the weekend. Why is Dr. Fauci coming back? It's almost as if they're prepping for something that may be coming up because something else might be going away out of the headlines and we're trying to help Democrats. I don't know what the... Okay, so Fauci back in the headlines again. And yes, we're going to dig into this coming up this morning, and I really want to hear from you, 239-479-5592. There is a battle between culture and sports that's going on in a lot of different ways, a lot of different headlines. And you may be asking yourself, why do we care? Why do we care so much? Whether it's swimming or whether it's Deshaun Watson and being traded to the Cleveland Browns in football as a quarterback. What about his story and Kyrie Irving and the story of mask mandates and vaccines and being able to be at a game unvaccinated and hang out with his teammates, but he can't play the game because of the rules? Why should you care? You should, and I'll explain why coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Hi, I'm Thomas from Storm Shield in North Fort Myers. I'm proud to represent a company that provides a top quality product and stands behind the product and the installation. At Storm Shield, we provide Energy Star certified windows and doors, an exclusive life of home warranty which covers the entire product as well as the installation. All products are certified made in the USA. We have an elite status with Home Advisor and offer no obligation estimates. Most manufacturers have a line of products that meet a variety of budgets and options. Sometimes vendors bait top quality products to earn your business, but switch and install another. We understand that you want to protect your family and home from the elements for years to come. Our priority is ensuring your protection without breaking the bank.
Call Storm Shield today for a free, no hidden cost, exact to the penny quote at 239-491-7002. That's 239-491-7002. Or visit on the web at stormshieldSWFL.com. License number CGC A60475.
Let's roll, America. Get $5,000 over the KBB.com value for your trade-in during Naples Nissan's Let's Roll America sales event. Hey, Southwest Florida, Aaron Walker here. Come roll with us at Naples Nissan and get $5,000 over the KBB.com value for your trade-in, whether it runs or not. Push, pull, or drag it in if you have to. Choose from over 200 new Nissan models in stock, ready to drive home, and all backed by Naples Nissan's exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Get $5,000 over the KBB.com value for your trade-in and get rolling in a brand new 2022 Nissan today. Don't miss the Let's Roll America sales event only at Naples Nissan on Pine Ridge Road. That's exit 107 off I-75 or naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Visit naplesnissan.com for full details.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
In business, it's never just another day. Every day is the day. There's the day you open your 500th location or expand to a new city. The day you deliver a make-or-break pitch from 1,000 miles away. Or the day that you have to start it all over again. That's the thing. You never know what the day might bring. But with Comcast Business, you'll have the powerful solutions you need to handle anything that comes your way. Like the power of the network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses, the freedom to control your network from anywhere, and advanced cybersecurity to help protect every device on it. All backed by a team of can-do collaborators ready to roll up their sleeves and make things happen 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Call for details.
You already know that Genesis produces some of the most luxurious cars and SUVs in the world. But did you know that Genesis of Naples is the world's #1 largest volume Genesis dealer? Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. And we're #1 because we make sure you have a luxurious buying experience. Yes, my staff and I are honored to help our customers get into a new Genesis with our large volume of incoming inventory, like Motor Trend's 2022 SUV of the Year, the all-new GV70, or the hot midsize GV80, plus the G70, G80, G90 luxury sedans. Come see why the Genesis G80 ranked #1 in initial quality among upper midsize premium cars by J.D. Power. As the world's largest dealer, we receive the largest share incoming models. So let us help you reserve yours. We're taking pre-orders now, so come in and select your dream Genesis. Visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road today.
Based on 2021 retail sales volume GMA. For J.D. Power 2021 U.S. award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
2 new crashes popping up in the Fort Myers area, one on Buckingham Road and Palm Beach Boulevard, the other on Boatways Road near the Cracker Barrel. Neither one seems to be causing any major issues, but you are going to see that slight congestion you see around the scene of any crash. I-75, only slowdowns I'm seeing right now just past the Hertz Arena, per usual this time of day, in the southbound direction as you head towards Bonita. If you're headed between the Cape and Fort Myers, though, bridge is looking really good at this hour, so if you need to hop between those two areas, take advantage of that right now. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Above average heat returns this afternoon with highs getting back into the upper 80s, not quite into the 90s like we saw yesterday, but mostly sunny skies in slightly drier conditions. The bigger story for this afternoon will be the strong winds we'll see, ranging from 10 to 20 miles per hour, eventually climbing to 25 miles per hour. When you factor in those wind gusts, that'll make for some rough conditions for boaters for the next few days. Highs eventually will get into the 90s by Wednesday before quickly dropping off into the lower 80s by Thursday, and then the 70s by Friday as we approach the upcoming weekend, back into the 70s for the first time in quite a while. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rhodes.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
When a person is injured in a place of business or is the victim of a crime in those same places, what happens immediately afterwards is so very important. Let me explain. When you're injured or attacked in these places, you can make a claim, but it's on you to prove that the situation that caused your injury was known or should have been known by those in charge. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. So here's what's important and here's what we do. The sooner we can get our SWAT team out to investigate, the better. And listen, Those responsible will work fast to repair and even hide what happened. And if you can't prove your case, you can't win your case. Time is of the essence. I even recommend having someone go back with their cell phone to take pictures before you hire us. Don't let delay cost your family. Our injury SWAT team is ready to roll 24 hours a day. Injured? Dial Pound Law on your cell. Pound Law, that's all. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG. MillenniumPhysician.com.
Hey, Dave, got your AC on?
Yeah, why?
Blowing hot over here.
Don't tell me.
Already told you.
But I fixed this myself last week.
You can fix air conditioning?
I have tools. I know things.
I know it's too hot in here.
Oh, my wife is gonna lose it.
Dave.
She thinks I'm handy. When she learns the truth,
Dave.
she'll wonder why she married me in the first place. Only a matter of time until she leaves me for someone with a bigger toolbox.
Dave, so what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Well, I make one call, someone comes and gets the AC running cold. My family thinks I did it myself.
That's best?
Well, sure, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have so many specialized technicians, they even have a tried-to-fix-the-AC-yourself expert.
Really?
Nobody needs to know how handy you really are.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
Cool air. Now that's more like it.
Our little secret?
Our little secret.
Visit Jason and Todd at the Diamond District.
Jason and Todd want to meet and share with you personally the largest selection of GIA loose certified diamonds at the most competitive prices in the world.
At the Diamond District.
American-made plantation shutters for you. Your best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed. Built to last forever. Call for a free consultation. Discounts for military and first responders. If you support Biden or the 2020 election results, don't call us. PlantationShuttersForYou.com.
Hey guys, it's Robbie Raw. You've heard how much I love my art supports from the Good Feed store. Now I want you to hear from someone else.
Hi, I'm Dr. Julie Caton. I decided to get my own art supports, and I absolutely love them.
Visit the Good Feed store and take back your life.
Looking for a reputable HVAC service provider? 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating of Naples provides a high level of service and value to our clients. To learn more, visit onehourairnaples.com or call 855-1-HOUR.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the Drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
All right, coming up in about 10 more minutes, Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Have a little bit of fun with you this morning. And a $35 gift certificate to the great Alda's Diner at the corner of 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road in Naples, where you can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can talk politics all you want. It's a great place. Alda's Restaurant and Bar, otherwise known as Alda's Diner, to the locals right there at 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road. All right, a couple of things we're going to skim through. First of all, the state elected official whose job it is to protect Floridians from consumer fraud. You may recognize the name. She is somebody who is running for the governorship of the state of Florida. Everybody knows her. Welcome, Nikki Fried, everybody. No, she's not on the show or anything, but the answer is Nikki Fried. That's right. Apparently, her Twitter account got hacked. Earlier this evening, Nikki Fried's Twitter account was compromised through a phishing attack. We're doing everything we can to get it fixed as quickly as possible. And I guess you went to her Twitter account and it was like hey, Skulls, we have a launch tomorrow and we're excited. We're going to be doing some pre-sales about something Skull Tunes or something. It's like t-shirts and hey, click here for a giveaway. Oops. I'm just suggesting that, and some others have said, listen, if you're supposed to be protecting Floridians from things like this and that's your gig, and maybe you should concentrate a little more on that and a little less on some of the other things that you're doing, because clearly the other things that you're doing aren't working. And I'm just asking. So what were you going to say?
Her password was probably Scooby Snacks 420 or something.
Now, why would you say that? That is Scooby Snacks. Are you suggesting that one of the things that she cares about most is what? What do you think she's running on? What's part of her marijuana? What is it? It's a
marijuana.
Oh, okay, that's right. Now, big platform base. Gonna move the needle. We're gonna move the needle, everybody.
Marijuana.
Okay. So we got that little bit of trickiness going on. We also find out that there was hold on a second, everybody. There was an Anthony Fauci sighting over the weekend. Now, I know that many of you may be saying, I get worried when I see Anthony Fauci. Because Dr. Fauci, when he's not making the rounds on some of the major media outlets, then we think that he's being quiet because we're in endemic times as opposed to pandemic times, and things are starting to calm down, and we're starting to realize how mask mandates don't work and vaccine mandates don't work, and the lies about how the vaccines were going to help in certain ways when it wasn't true exactly the way they described it in the vaccines, and how they are, although we need a fourth booster shot in the like. And how masking up on airplanes, we got to do it. We can't get rid of the mask mandates on airplanes, but the kids are not masking up in schools, and nobody else is really doing that. So many people are saying, hey, if there's a Fauci sighting, I get worried, because it's almost as if we're kind of ramping up Fauci to come along and say we're going to have to do something in the future, because I don't know if let's say war in Ukraine were to stop for some reason and maybe reverse, and there would be a peace agreement or something would happen, then, oh boy, what do Democrats have to go with other than pandemic, everybody mask up, or something like that to get people in a tizzy or a panic or whatever it is. And many people would be right when they are concerned about that, especially considering that here's Fauci over the weekend.
If we do see a significant surge, particularly one that might result in increased hospitalizations, we have to be prepared to pivot and perhaps reinstitute some of those restrictions.
The Fauci is talking about some of the uptick that we're hearing in China and these new variants, and how we're told that, hey, listen, these new variants are not that big a deal. But we got to be prepared. We got to be ready. And on the heels of the CDC revising pediatric deaths from COVID down 24% after a quote-unquote mistake. Hey, can I say that again? Mistake. They don't make mistakes. Does the CDC make mistakes? No, they don't. Yes, they made a mistake. The Daily Caller had the story, the Center for Disease Control revising the data to reduce pediatric deaths. Tuesday, the agency was reporting COVID data tracks that 1,755 Americans under age 18 had died from the virus since the pandemic began in spring 2020. Now it's reporting 1,341 deaths in that category. So they've dropped the numbers. Oh, there was a coding logic error, according to a footnote on the agency's data tracking. So pediatric death counts were not the only ones to be lowered. The total deaths, as a matter of fact, were reduced by roughly 70,000. But nothing to see here. Everything is fine. We can trust what we're hearing and all the revisions that are coming through. But it's tough, everybody. Don't be so hard on the CDC or the Fauci. I mean, tough times. Everybody was panicked. Nobody knew what to do. We had a lockdown, and we just didn't have enough science and data to show some things that could have been used as therapeutics. So we really didn't know about the therapeutics, and we really didn't know about any kind of information on masking, although all of that is not true. What I just said is actually false. We had plenty of science and data on what masking is and is not. And even the CDC has information on masking that they've known about for a long time, and how, let's just say, inefficient it is. But somehow we keep talking about bringing it back. And the concerns of many people that when it comes to especially pediatric deaths, and how it is 0.1% when we're talking about overall how many have died due to COVID, and the 0.1% of numbers of individuals throughout this whole pandemic, and the concerns of whether or not we've been told all the facts and the science and the data. Many people have questions, and now we come to find out that there have been some changes there. But Fauci, listen, he knows exactly what's going on. Let's just hope and cross our fingers that he's not going anywhere.
You know, you've said you're going to stay in this job until we get out of the pandemic phase. Of course, you've been serving your country now for decades. Are we approaching the point where we are past the pandemic phase and you'll go get some rest?
No, just don't laugh. Don't laugh.
I'm not so sure, George. I want to make sure we're really out of this before I really seriously consider doing anything different. We're still in this. We have a way to go. I think we're clearly going in the right direction. I hope.
Is anybody, look, where does he live? And what neighborhood does he live in? Maybe do we live in that much of a bubble right now? Do you get the impression that this is over, or people are still living as if it's a pandemic? Am I missing something? Maybe it's me.
You got to kind of mention, we're in like a different part of America right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a different part of the planet. I understand the bubble that we have in Florida and Southwest Florida, and I get it now. There are other places, but are there really other places around the country that are living like we are in full-blown pandemic mode?
Some want to.
Yeah, well. All right, so there's that. Now, how do you convince some people, for example, that some of the things that you're thinking maybe are not right? Maybe some of the choices you've made are not right. Clearly, there are people that won't even go to the CDC's own data and numbers to see how mask mandates don't work, and they continue to mask up, and it's something that, listen, if this is the choice you want to make, and you've consultation with doctors and you know your own comorbidities and the like. But here we are in this time period of what is, according to Dr. Fauci, still a pandemic, and you're making choices. And some of the choices have already been made, like for President of the United States, and you've got one right now, everybody. It's
true international average of pressure.
872 million people made that decision. What do you do to convince people that maybe your choice was a bad choice, and maybe you have a president that has choices when it comes to certain things that are affecting you that are tangible, like gas prices? How do you kind of turn the tide, flip things around? Well, the GOP thinks that they have a good idea. Here you go. The Republican National Committee has revealed a new voter mobilization strategy to win the midterms later this year. What are they doing? They're registering voters at gas stations across the country as they're paying record high gas prices for fuel. It's like, hey, you don't like the Biden gas hike? Vote Republicans because they're coming in to change all of this. Register to vote Republican, everybody. You see $5 a gallon. How do you feel about that? I wonder if that's going to work. What do you think, Jake? You think it's going to work? People frustrated enough, they go to the pump, and then there's somebody there and it's like, hey, you want to register to vote? You hate this, right? We could change it. Think that's going to work? I don't know.
I mean,
it might. It's remarkable to me how still to this day there are people that honestly believe that the president can't do anything about. I was just listening to a conversation over the weekend. I was at dinner, and there was a very nice waitress who was talking to a very nice couple that was sitting next to us, and I overheard her saying, and there are people that just think that the president can do something about gas prices. It's just unbelievable. And the couple's like, yeah, I know. How do they think this? How do they really believe that it's his fault that he can change this? And my wife was like, don't. All right. So I don't know if it's going to work, but they are certainly trying. Listen, sometimes you can just let Democrats speak, and that may help the situation. Who was it? Jennifer Granholm? Did you hear Jennifer Granholm the other day when asked? Let me see if I can find this. And she was asked about gas prices and what can be done. And where is she? Yeah, the fact that, listen, you could make a difference. There are things that you can do. And where some people might say, you got the Keystone XL pipeline. It'll take a while to get online, but certainly in the interim, You have a futures market that will look and say, all right, there's more fuel coming into the pipeline and we're heading back towards the energy independence portion and less dependence on oil overseas. So the markets will change that and the prices will change. And there is something to be said about that. No, not Energy Secretary Granholm. Listen to this.
Obviously, we have the acute issues with the Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack, but looking more holistically in a macro view, how does this speed up the efforts at DOE to move in more of a renewable direction, since this is going to have an impact on people at the pump?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously are all in on making sure that we meet the president's goals of getting to 100% clean electricity by 2035 and net zero carbon emissions by 2050. And, if you drive an electric car, this would not be affecting you, clearly.
You fools. Just get an electric vehicle and this wouldn't be bothering you. So stop. Of course there are ways to make the pain at the pump go away. Go buy an electric vehicle. Now, we're not allowed to talk about the disposal of batteries and the way that we get the rare earth minerals and the nickel and the copper and all the other things that go into creating a battery. Those are actually coming out of thin air, which is so good because, man, if we were digging into the earth to actually get these rare earth minerals to create batteries for these battery-powered vehicles, and then ultimately we don't know where we're going to put all the disposed batteries, and not only that, but how there's going to be unbelievable electric power is going to power electric vehicles. Like, we're not going to have to tap into a system, an electrical grid that is using coal or natural gas or anything else like that. That's not going to happen. It's going to be tons of solar and windmills that are actually going to make this happen. Do you see where I'm going here? It's unbelievable. Like, you're an environmentalist. Are you paying attention? Well, we don't want you drilling into the ground and fossil fuels. It's we're trying to protect the planet. Really? Have you checked where rare earth minerals come from? I don't want to call you a knucklehead, but seriously? I mean, we're not allowed that. No. We're going to get to net zero emissions. That's right, because Joe Biden knows exactly what needs to be done.
I got hairy legs.
What else do you need to know? Unbelievable. All right, coming up in just a little bit, we're going to dig into this conversation. I'd love to hear from you and get your thoughts because, again, there is a cultural battle that is happening right now. It is not happening behind the scenes. It's happening right in front of your face. And dare I say that people have to stop complaining about the culture wars if they see it happening and contribute to it. When they see it happening, and not only do they allow it to happen, but they help to contribute to what we are seeing. You can't complain if you do. We're going to dig into this story, and I'll explain coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News. All right, we're ready to go. If you would like to play Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics, the more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. If you would like to call right now, something you want to do, 239-479-5592. If you would like to be the ninth caller to play and win a $35 gift certificate to Alda's Diner at the corner of 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road in Naples, your time to call us right now. We'll play Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
Have you heard them yet? Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, today at noon, right after Glenn Beck. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
At Sinclair Cabinets, Sinclair Custom Homes now offers their handmade, built in the USA custom cabinets without having to purchase a Sinclair custom home. You can now have the same high-quality furniture finish cabinets in your existing home. Upgrade your kitchen, your bath, your closets, even your garage. For details, visit SinclairCabinets.com. That's SinclairCabinets.com.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and you know and I know that finding a doctor is one of the most important decisions that you can make in your life for you and your family. And you want to find somebody that's going to promote patient interaction and advocacy above all else. That's why I love Dr. Svetlana Kogan. She's my doctor, and I'm just telling you, it's that personal interaction, that one-on-one, the time that she spends, the huge amount of time going into detail. It's like nothing I've ever seen. And And it's that connection that means so much to me. She's got a calming demeanor that'll help you if you've got anxiety about maybe issues that are going on in your life, but you need somebody in your life that you can trust, a physician that will listen. And here's the best part. She'll meet with you face to face anytime you need her, no matter where you are. You've got direct contact and complete access to Dr. Kogan. And that's why I love Dr. Svetlana Kogan. Find out more about her practice on 5th Avenue South by going to customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com.
That moment when you realize you have a serious air conditioner issue. A real strip down to your skivvies, no one's sleeping tonight, head in the freezer fail party. But fear not. There's an expert for that.
Let your local experts at Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning keep you cool with $50 off any repair.
Wanna chill? There's an expert for that.
Call Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Hey, Sean Hannity here for DeVoe Cadillac. Now, you all know Cadillac is synonymous with quality. In fact, it has been the icon of American-made luxury vehicles for over 100 years. Now, DeVoe Cadillac has been in business for over 50 of those years. Now, they serve Southwest Florida as a family-owned and operated business. They've done it the whole time. The DeVoe family has embraced the same commitment to quality that Cadillac represents. Listen, I could drive whatever I like. And guess what? I choose Cadillac again and again and again because I love my Escalade. I really enjoy the comfort. I enjoy the safety, the style. And that's why, let's see, I've already purchased over 10 Cadillacs in my life. And my go-to dealer in Southwest Florida is DeVoe Cadillac. Now, I know they're going to take great care of you and your new Cadillac with expert service from the people who know it best. Get to know our friends at DeVoe Cadillac, your Cadillac dealer right here in Naples.
92.5 Fox News.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
It's Drew's College.
All right, Joe's in Golden Gate. How do I know? Because here he is on my phone. Hi, Joe.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now.
All right.
All right, Joe. Governor Ron DeSantis, the great governor of the state of Florida, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Who's the governor before he was the governor?
Oh, jeez.
Come on
was
now.
it Charlie Crist?
No, it was Rick Scott. Remember that guy?
Rick Scott.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, he's our senator now.
Yeah, yes, he is. Does he get a point for knowing he's a senator? No. Nope. Sorry.
No.
Yeah, Jake's he plays by the rules. All right, let's try this one. How about this? Where's the Statue of Liberty located? Where is it located?
Oh, New York Harbor.
That is correct, sir. Okay. So you got a associate's. See if you get a bachelor's on this question. Let's see. I'm going to give you 3 names. Hamilton, Jefferson, Washington. One of them helped to write the Federalist Papers. The Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. One of the writers was either Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, or Alexander Hamilton. Do you know which one?
I believe it was Hamilton.
You believe correctly. That is right. All right, so you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's on this question. The 2 parts of the United States Congress. What in the world are they?
Oh, the House and the Senate?
That is correct, sir. All right, there you go. So you got a master's degree today on Drew's College, and you got a $35 gift certificate to the Great Alda's Diner at the corner of 951 and Vanderbilt Beach Road in Naples. So congratulations, Joe, in Golden Gate. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
All right, don't hang up, okay?
Okay.
Unless you don't want the gift certificate, which I don't think would be wise. All right, coming up, we're going to get into this. Why did ESPN take a moment of silence over the weekend? Did you hear about this? Has to do with Florida. You're not going to believe it. Coming up.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
At rock-solid countertops and more. $9.99 gets it done.
Does that include full installation?
For a limited time only, get a full set of kitchen countertops from $9.99 installed.
And you get a free sink plus Rock Solid's 100% price guarantee?
Rock Solid guarantees to beat any competitor's prices, including installation.
So if I want the best deal in Southwest Florida for countertops,
come see Hugo and his team in Naples. And now in Port Charlotte, 4135 Tamiami Trail, where $9.99 gets it done.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit LDTlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. LDTlaw.com.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Ceiling fans are a great way for you and your family to keep cool, but sometimes they just don't work right. Well, don't get overheated. Call the pros. Trust the Mr. Sparky team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. Call now for $77 off any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
It's not often a 25-year-old exceeds everyone's expectations. But FGCU has done just that in our first 25 years. Remember the thrill of Dunk City? The rise of WGCU? Being recognized as a top entrepreneurship program? The impact of our water school? If we can build a stronger Southwest Florida in just 25 years, imagine what we'll do with 25 more.
Getting it right. All day and all night. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
The first black woman nominated to the Supreme Court will face Senate questions. I'm Roger Stern, Fox News. President Biden's Supreme Court nominee goes before the Senate Judiciary Committee this morning. Fox's Anita Vogel has a preview.
Americans are going to get a very good look at the latest Supreme Court nominee and how she holds up under some expected tough questioning. Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson will make her opening statement and begin to take questions about her judicial philosophy and legal record. Most agree the 51-year-old Harvard-trained lawyer who has served on the federal bench for the last 9 years is well qualified, but some are questioning her decisions and prior rulings, specifically in cases involving sex offenders, insisting she took a lenient, soft-on-crime approach and that while in law school, she had even suggested sex offender registries might be unconstitutional.
The hearing set to begin at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Meanwhile, the nation's longest-serving sitting Supreme Court justice is in the hospital. Fox's Tanya J. Brown joins us live.
A statement from the Supreme Court says Justice Clarence Thomas is being treated with antibiotics and his symptoms are lessening after spending the weekend at Sibley Memorial Hospital in Washington, D.C. Thomas, who was 73, was hospitalized on Friday after experiencing flu-like symptoms, according to the statement, which was released yesterday. No explanation of the delay in that disclosure of the news was given, but the court said he could be released in the next couple of days.
And Tanya, Ukrainian officials are saying no to Russia, which is offering safe passage out of the city of Mariupol if Ukrainian forces lay down their arms and surrender. President Biden visits neighboring Poland this week and NATO headquarters in Brussels to talk strategy. America's listening to Fox News.
This news update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Keeping an eye on the roads in Lee County, still watching a crash with possible injuries in Lehigh Acres. This one on Gunnery Road North and Sunset Road. Traffic on Gunnery Road North slowing down just a bit due to that crash. 75 main areas of congestion I am seeing as you pass over MLK, Colonial Boulevard. Get a nice little break, and then after Alico Road is where you're going to see the majority of those slowdowns and delays as you head through Estero towards the Bonita Road area. 41, similar story. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wertz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Above average heat returns this afternoon with highs getting back into the upper 80s, not quite into the 90s like we saw yesterday, but mostly sunny skies in slightly drier conditions. The bigger story for this afternoon will be the strong winds we'll see, ranging from 10 to 20 miles per hour, eventually climbing to 25 miles per hour. When you factor in those wind gusts, that'll make for some rough conditions for boaters for the next few days. Highs eventually will get into the 90s by Wednesday before quickly dropping off into the lower 80s by Thursday, and then the 70s by Friday as we approach the upcoming weekend, back into the 70s for the first time in quite a while. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rhodes.
At home or on your phone, no matter where you roam, you can always get rightallalong.net, the new web home for 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is the Florida window factory. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we understand Florida weather. With New South Windows, you don't have to sacrifice energy efficiency for storm protection. Our Energy Star rated windows and doors are made with impact and non-impact options, giving you the best of both worlds. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts up to 30%. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
As a small business owner, your bottom line is always top of mind. So start saving by switching to Comcast Business Mobile. It's a mobile service designed for small business that can save you money with unlimited data for just $24 per line per month for 10 lines. Perfect for any small business looking to grow. Or you can pay by the gig. And with access to millions of Wi-Fi hotspots, you'll pay only for the data you need, with no line fees, activation costs, or term contracts. You can save up to $500 a year on your wireless bill, all on the most reliable 5G network. And it's only available to Comcast Business Internet customers. So boost your business's bottom line with a more reliable, more affordable mobile service by switching to Comcast Business Mobile today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Comcast Business Mobile utilizes the network with the most RootMetrics 5G data reliability assessment wins in 2H 2021. Wi-Fi networks not tested. Results may vary. Award is not an endorsement.
How often have you heard from your wealth advisor over the last 6 months? Markets have moved up and down, and laws around retirement plans and inheritance have changed quickly. We've heard from too many people at other national financial firms that they've been contacted rarely or not at all. At the Naples Trust Company, our clients enjoy a one-on-one relationship with their investment and fiduciary team members, each of whom are locally based and meet regularly with clients for in-person or virtual visits. This personal touch is a trademark of the Trust Company. We make it a point to know you, your family members, and the goals that are most important to you. Are you ready for a better experience? Call us for an appointment at 239-774-4000 or visit NaplesTrustCompany.com to discover the difference.
A division of the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping keep the constitutional republic.
I want to thank you for
your support for veterans in the military.
Educating us.
Standing up for conservatism.
Giving us the truth.
Daybreak with Drew Steele.
All right, we're going to have a real open conversation about this right now. And I need you to call 239-479-5592. That's the Brett AC Talking text line. You can text certainly with your thoughts on this, Jake. I would like Jake the Millennial to chime in on this as well. These are the kind of things that we're just going to have to put out there into the ether and put out there openly, and we're going to have to decide whether or not this is true, if it is not true, and if the solutions are viable, if the solutions could possibly happen. We've got to have an honest conversation. You all ready for an honest conversation? Are you ready for an honest conversation right now? I don't know if you're ready.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
You just ate. Aren't you energized now? I just watched you chewing on something.
Oh, it was a beautiful bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Is that what it was?
Buttery, flaky.
All right.
Crunchy bacon.
Did it come from the break room?
It did.
It did really? No. Was that... Okay, maybe it did. So, look, you're fed. So don't give me...
I could eat a couple more.
Oh, well, I know that. But you're a growing boy. but you're ready to go. We got to have this conversation, and I'm going to need your help. And I need you to pull up the text line so we can watch that as well. All right, here we go. By the way, 239-479-5592, in case I didn't say it. You know, we've got media outlets that are going to continue to perpetuate lies. We already know this. They do it. The fear is that people will pick up on this and then local, state, and national will run with it. They do rip and read. They don't examine the stories. They just kind of see the most salacious clickbait headline and they say, you know what, we got to run with this, even if it's locally. Let's go with this story because this sounds like something that will help our cause. And if your cause is to make sure that Governor Ron DeSantis, let's just say, is as damaged as he could possibly be going into the 22 election and possibly even in 24, then you're all for it. So here's L. Duncan from ESPN, is Outkick. I'm reading from the story from Outkick. This is the same person who accused Sage Steele, like she's a conservative that used to work at ESPN no longer, of not being black enough, talking about how ESPN is going to now respond to the Don't Say Gay bill. You know, the one that doesn't exist, the Don't Say Gay bill, the name that they all made up to get everybody riled up over, well, we can repeat exactly what it is once again. But what did she say over the weekend?
Legislation happening in Florida and across other states as well that are targeting our LGBTQI plus communities. No. There's no legislation across the country or even in the state that's targeting LGBTQI, whatever she just said, communities. No, that is not true. Wait, go ahead. Many of our colleagues here at ESPN have planned and organized a walkout that will be happening at 3 p.m. Eastern today. And to be honest with you, we thought we were going to come here today and really celebrate a sport that has meant so much and done so much, including for so many in the LGBTQI plus community.
Okay, so she's talking about NCAA women's basketball in the first round of the tournament. And you could do just that. You can celebrate. You don't have to do this.
But we understand the gravity of this legislation and also how it is affecting so many families across this country. And because of that, our allyship is going to take a front seat. And with that, we're going to pause in solidarity.
So they took a moment of silence about a bill that they're angry about, the parental rights and education bill that says that we don't want our 5- and 6-year-olds being taught about sex and transgenderism. They're going to fight tooth and nail for this. They're going to fight to the end. This is the Florida's parental rights and education bill, right? Oh, it didn't stop there. More people joined in.
Courtney Lyle, Carolyn Peck. Now, normally at this time, we would take a look back at the first half, but there are things bigger than basketball that need to be addressed at this time. Our friends, our family, our coworkers, the players and coaches in our community are hurting right now. And at 3 o'clock, about 8 minutes ago, our LGBTQIA plus teammates at Disney asked for our solidarity and support.
Okay, so they did the same thing. They did a moment of silence there during the broadcast. We have to do this. It's right because of the Don't Say Gay bill. Again, they're lying about it. They're going to the mat to fight against it. Why? Why are you at Disney, ESPN, so adamant about fighting against a bill that says, listen, we don't want you teaching 6-year-olds about transgenderism or sex education. We'll handle that. We've got this. They're not ready yet. And you're saying, no, that's our decision, not yours, and we're going to fight this. The head of Disney even apologized to the woke for not condemning it hard enough last week. So we have that story that's out there. Another story that's going on. Again, culture and sports. This is important, everybody. If you're not someone who's into sports, you're not into NCAA basketball, you're not into football, baseball, basketball, whatever it is, any of these sports, it's coming to your front doorstep, and it's already here. So you need to pay attention to this. Leah Thomas, everybody has heard, the biological male Leah Thomas, who competing over the weekend in the national championships, breaking all kinds of records, Coming in first place, you have the second place, the fourth place finisher who said, you know what? No, we're not doing this. This is wrong. This is wrong that we have a biological male competing against biological females and that he wins, and that one person in particular wanted to let it be known that they are quite upset about the fact that they have lost the opportunity. And I'm trying to remember who it was, the name of the person. Gosh, and I can't find it because my computer just, okay. I will find it. One of the girls that was competing in this sport said that she's pretty much had enough. It's not fair. She lost a medal position, a spot in the competition because of Leah Thomas, the biological male competing. And that this is something that isn't fair. She wants rule changes. Okay, here's the story. One of the Virginia Tech swimmers blasting the NCAA. Reka Georgi leveled a criticism in a post on a private Instagram account after missing the cut on Thursday to compete in the finals of the 500 free at the NCAA championships. It doesn't promote our sport in a good way, and I think it's disrespectful against the biologically female swimmers who are competing in the NCAA. So you have that story. You can even go into some of the other stories. Deshaun Watson, who we find out who has what? How many different, I guess, is someone who, and I want to get this the story right, but if I'm not mistaken, you've got Deshaun Watson, who is now being accused by 22 women, filing a civil lawsuit against him alleging sexual misconduct. Some charges were dropped, but you still have the civil lawsuits going on. And he gets traded to the Cleveland Browns. He's going to make like $250 million, all of it guaranteed. A grand jury in Texas chose not to indict him on criminal charges. And that sped up the process of him getting traded. Right, a $230 million fully guaranteed contract. And there's other stories, but I want to make sure we have enough time to talk about this and get your thoughts. Whose fault is this? That someone who right now, as we speak, has 22 civil lawsuits against them. Civil deposition still ongoing right now, and the looming possibility of a suspension rewarded with $230 million fully guaranteed in a contract. Leah Thomas, who the NCAA is saying is a female, biological male, who is the NCAA feels as if as a transgender swimmer can compete in women's sports. We see exactly what is going on. We have swimmers that are complaining about this privately. Most of the time, you have one in particular recently that we just described who has said enough is enough. Here is the question. And it's an honest question. And it's one that I talked to a couple of people about this weekend, back and forth, and it's this. Whose fault is it? And do we have the right to complain about all of this? If at the end of the day, the ladies that are competing against Leah Thomas are still showing up to compete, they're still packing the stands with family and people that are there to watch, in some cases paying, to watch these competitive meets that are not competitive at all. You have TV networks that are still showing all of this. In other words, is it really Leah Thomas's fault? The NCAA who was allowing this to happen? If you want it to stop complaining and don't show up. Don't go. Don't support. If you're upset about certain networks that are doing things like, we're going to have a moment of silence because of the Don't Say Gay bill that there doesn't exist, but there's still, then you have an opportunity to do something about it, which is don't watch. Don't give them your money. Don't give them your time. Don't give them your service. Don't do it. Is that fair? And I bring this up because there is the reality of the situation as well. They shouldn't be competing. The ladies of the NCAA who want to compete, who have worked so hard to compete, who won't have the opportunity to win because a biological male is there swimming with them, they will not beat this biological male. So somebody is going to be left off the dais. They're going to lose what would have been a bronze for them. Many of them will see what's happening and be discouraged by it. But the question begs an answer. Why are they swimming? Why are they competing? Well, the NCAA rules say it's, well, don't do it. The only way the NCAA is going to see and know that you disagree with this is to not have anyone show up to compete. Like, why are you doing it? Why are people in the stands watching? Why are you doing it? Isn't it beholden to the people that are in the sport, that are watching the sport, to not show up? Because if they keep going, it's never going to end. And again, why do you care about this? I don't care about sports. It doesn't matter to me. Because, a couple of things. Number one, let's remember something. You're going to be told that, and who was it? Steve Dace, who even mentioned this on his Twitter account just this morning. Even using the words biological male and female soon won't be allowed. Because they're going to stop even that from happening. Well, who's they? Like, I could say this all I want. Who's going to stop me? Or how are they going to stop me? And that again brings up the ESG scores. That again brings up environmental, social, and governance principles in credit ratings, in things that we are going to do each and every day. ESG scores, you've probably heard about it a ton of times. Hopefully you have, and how important it is, even in this legislature in the state of Florida, that we stop the use of ESG scores here in the state, that at a state level, we will not allow this to happen. Why? Because the same way that people are going to have to step up and go, I'm not going to a meet. I'm not going to watch the network. I'm not going to give you my money. I'm not going to go watch this movie. I'm not going to do it. Instead of complaining about it, do something about it, because you have more power than they do. If you don't show up, there is no meet. Leah Thomas swims by themselves. There's nobody else swimming. You can stop and make a statement and say how this is ridiculous. But if you show up and you compete and if the stands are full and people are watching, it's a temporary hurt for what should be the ultimate goal of letting them know that this is not acceptable. And environmental, social, and governance principles and credit ratings is out there right now, and it's been going on for 2 years already, where the banks and others are saying, you know what? When it comes to, for example, social factors, ESG, environmental, social, and governance, right? If a bank feels like you need a loan and they look at, you feel like you need a loan and the bank is looking at your business and they say, well, What's your climate risk? Waste and pollution and environmental factors. You may have a place where you want to drill for oil, and there's a lease that Jen Psaki says, listen, there's plenty of leases out there for you to drill. Go right ahead and do it. But if the bank won't give you the loan because they're saying that you're not an environmentally friendly business, and because you're not getting the money, then you're going nowhere. How soon is it before somebody's going to look at your credit rating and say, you know what, the social factors mean something here? Health and safety and social capital and human capital and other social factors like, hey, are you using the right pronouns? Because if you're not, if you keep saying biological male and female, if you keep using those terms, we know what you're doing and how hateful you are. And because of that, you're not going to get the car loan from us. Because of that, you're not going to get some of the things that you need to live. Because we're going to decide to keep it from you because you've made the wrong choice in your life. It's happening right now. It's happening right now. These ESG scores. It's real. It exists. And it's only a matter of time before it knocks on your door. So if you're like, listen, what's the big deal? I mean, it's sad that it's happening, but oh well. I don't like that this movie has whatever in it, and I think it's offensive, but oh well. I don't like that ESPN is projecting the parental rights and education as a don't say gay bill and bashing the LGBTQ community, and you're hate-filled and you're a bigot and a racist and a homophobe and whatever else they can put on you, and so they're going to have a moment of silence and all of it is a lie, but oh well, I'll continue to watch the network. You're going to have to decide sooner or later whether you're going to step into that space or not. And how you can blame everybody else. You can't complain if you're not willing to stop watching and stop going and stop swimming. Why are they doing this? And again, it's not hatred. It's not what this is. The facts are, if you really don't like what's happening, you've got to stop participating. And I wonder if that's going to happen now that some are actually saying what needs to be said. Well, the NFL isn't going to change. I mean, isn't it crazy? It just seems odd to be rewarded with one of the biggest contracts when you're in the middle of civil depositions on sexual harassment charges. You might want to wait until everything's done, but no, I can't do it. All right, I'll go to a couple. Do we have time for a couple of calls? No, we can't. I talked too long. We'll get to your calls after the break. How about that? 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Your new home is calling you to live the good life at a good price. River Hall in Hampton Lakes offers the most livable master planned neighborhood in the Gulf Coast with single-family homes from the mid-200s to the 800s. It's resort-style living with abundant recreation surrounding a Davis Love III Championship golf course, all just 20 minutes east of Fort Myers. See new model homes at livelargeforless.com. That's livelarge4less.com.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime. Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Let's hear from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Have you ever had pain down your legs or into your hips and thought, why is this happening? There's a large nerve that comes out of your back that runs down into your leg called the sciatic nerve. This nerve can get compressed by a bulging herniated disc, arthritis, stenosis, or scoliosis. This causes sciatica, which eventually can lead to back, leg, or hip pain, weakness, or numbness. Avoid the band-aids like anti-inflammatories, spinal injections, or painful surgery. Sciatica, as well as bulging disc neuropathy and stenosis, can now effectively be treated with non-surgical spinal decompression at Johnston Spinal Care, 596-BACK. Spinal decompression decompresses the discs and nerves, allowing them to heal. FDA cleared, safe and comfortable. Make a decision to live life without pain. Call my office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Alda's Diner in Naples makes everything from scratch with daily homemade specials for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Enjoy big portions of your favorite comfort foods, from steak and eggs or pancakes for breakfast to fantastic salads or their famous Donald J. Burger for lunch or dinner. And don't forget about Alda's extensive bar menu with drink specials for the perfect start to your evening. Make Alda's your go-to spot. They're on the corner of Vanderbilt Beach Road and 951 in Naples. Alda's Diner. There's no place like it.
Inflation just broke a nearly 40-year record thanks to Biden's out-of-control spending, and every second you are losing more of your hard-earned savings. But you can fight back. With a gold IRA from Birch Gold, you can protect your retirement from this outright theft. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I'm one of the Birch Gold's many happy customers. To learn how to set up your own gold IRA, text the word SHELTER to 989898. Do it now, today. Text SHELTER to 989898.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Hey, Sean Hannity here for DeVoe Cadillac. Now, you all know Cadillac is synonymous with quality. In fact, it has been the icon of American-made luxury vehicles for over 100 years. Now, DeVoe Cadillac has been in business for over 50 of those years. Now, they serve Southwest Florida as a family-owned and operated business. They've done it the whole time. The DeVoe family has embraced the same commitment to quality that Cadillac represents. Listen, I could drive whatever I like. And guess what? I choose Cadillac again and again and again because I love my Escalade. I really enjoy the comfort. I enjoy the safety, the style. And that's why, let's see, I've already purchased over 10 Cadillacs in my life. And my go-to dealer in Southwest Florida is DeVoe Cadillac. Now, I know they're going to take great care of you and your new Cadillac with expert service from the people who know it best. Get to know our friends at DeVoe Cadillac, your Cadillac dealer right here in Naples.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Listen, if you're suffering every day with joint pain, I want you to stop and listen, because you can get real lasting relief right now with natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics, they are the nation's leader in regenerative solutions that can restore and repair damaged tissue with no surgery and no drugs. This is the relief you've been hoping for your aching hips, knees, shoulders, lower back. The unique protocols at QC Kinetics were created by a physician with years of study in regenerative restorative medicine. They're treating patients every day in hundreds of clinics nationwide with remarkable success, life-changing results with zero downtime. It's the new, better, smarter, non-surgical, non-invasive way to deal with joint pain. And yes, they're right here, ready to help you now. So call for a free consultation. Make this spring and summer your best ever with no joint pain holding you back. QC Kinetics with 2 locations, one in Fort Myers and one in Naples. You can call 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN.
How often have you heard from your wealth advisor over the last 6 months? Markets have moved up and down, and laws around retirement plans and inheritance have changed quickly. We've heard from too many people at other national financial firms that they've been contacted rarely or not at all. At the Naples Trust Company, our clients enjoy a one-on-one relationship with their investment and fiduciary team members, each of whom are locally based and meet regularly with clients for in-person or virtual visits. This personal touch is a trademark of the Trust Company. We make it a point to know you, your family members, and the goals that are most important to you. Are you ready for a better experience? Call us for an appointment at 239-774-4000 or visit NaplesTrustCompany.com to discover the difference.
A division of the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed.
92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Main delays I am seeing Vanderbilt Beach Road and Pine Ridge Road heading westbound from Collier Boulevard to Livingston Road is where you're going to see that main congestion. Some of the slowest speeds I am seeing Immokalee Road in the westbound direction, speeds around 9 miles per hour just past the Gulf Coast High School as you head towards 75. 75 itself looking real good at this hour. 41 main slowdowns I am seeing in the north and southbound areas of the North Naples region. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News.
Wink Weather Authority.
Above average heat returns this afternoon with highs getting back into the upper 80s, not quite into the 90s like we saw yesterday, but mostly sunny skies in slightly drier conditions. The bigger story for this afternoon will be the strong winds we'll see, ranging from 10 to 20 miles per hour, eventually climbing to 25 miles per hour. When you factor in those wind gusts, that'll make for some rough conditions for boaters for the next few days. Highs eventually will get into the 90s by Wednesday before quickly dropping off into the lower 80s by Thursday, and then the 70s by Friday as we approach the upcoming weekend, back into the 70s for the first time in quite a while. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rhodes.
The news you need, the host you trust, getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomato Sports Page. These are stressful times. There's turmoil all around us, from our personal concerns about health, family, and finances to our feelings about those who trash this great country, its traditions, its protectors, and its flag. I want to scream and make my voice heard, but instead I'm part of the silent majority, those who are dependable, caring, fair-minded, fiercely patriotic, and who every day help to make America great. Stevie honors the silent majority every day by serving our award-winning food and beverages. Relieve today's stress during our happy hour with a great meal. Choose full-at-the-bone ribs or the best burgers in town, great pizza and more. Most of all, sit down, relax, eat, and drink with others of the silent majority. Stevie honors this great country, its traditions, and the sacrifices made by all those before us and today. Our servicemen, our policemen, our firemen, and doctors, nurses, homemakers, and all others of the silent majority. God bless you, and God bless America. Stevie Tomatoes, Naples, Fort Myers, and Cape Coral.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Hi, Stuart Duncan here of Duncan's Diamonds. People come into our store here in Southwest Florida and are amazed by the selection of beautiful fine jewelry and at exceptional prices. At Duncan's Diamonds, I will make sure personally that we give you the finest quality at the best possible prices. We get very excited about diamonds and are here to help you find that special diamond. We have the largest selection of magnificent and exclusive designer styles for you to choose from. Also, if you find a diamond or style on the internet, bring in a picture and we will get it or make it exactly to your specifications. And our prices and quality will exceed your expectations. I personally guarantee it. At Duncan's Diamonds, we will not be undersold by anyone, anywhere, or any place, and you can count on it. Come in and see us in Fort Myers on US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, and in Naples at the Mercado Shopping Center.
Liberals suck. That's why we have Clay and Buck. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Today, noon to 3 on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Oh, what a treat today, kids. You get a double shot. You get a double shot of Mike Opelka, because, right, not only are you here right now, but you're going to be with us tonight as well?
Yes, I'm in for Trey tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday, as he gets a couple of well-deserved days off. So yeah, I figured I'd warm up a little.
Isn't that how the music stations do? Here's a double shot, everybody. Here it comes.
Two for Tuesday, everybody. Get your second cup of Joe, and let's get moving with a pair from Twisted Sister.
It's a double.
Did they have a pair? I don't know.
Well, there is. I guess that's kind of funny. No, I don't know. Anyway. All right. We are, yes, there are a lot of people calling. I'm going to take your calls. We'll take your calls and what we were talking about before. And maybe we just dive into this right now because a lot of people want to talk about it.
Do it.
Again, I brought this up, had the conversation over the weekend, and I think it's important. And it's really a moment where we're going to have to decide now whether or not we are going to keep spending our money and going and showing up to things and places that we disagree with, or whether or not we're going to be part of trying to help to start what is needed, a parallel economy. And that also speaks to the Leah Thomas, the biological male swimming with females in the NCAA championships there, and how, of course, wins easily. It is something that's been going on for a while. Everybody knows it. But my complaint was that the girls still compete. They still swim. The families still show up. The stands are still packed with people, and people are still watching on TV, Mike. And so the question becomes, when are we going to stop? When do we stop showing up? And should we stop showing up?
Yeah, we should. I believe we should, and I'm dying to talk to the people too about it. But I'm one of those folks who says you don't support bad behavior. You can't do it. And once we stop doing it, it's not a boycott. We vote with our feet and our wallets. We take it to places that will have the right answers. And maybe somebody sets up a parallel swim meet. The NCAA doesn't need to have all that power, do they? Right. And maybe somebody else puts it together. But yeah, unless and until we say no, we stop doing it, they're going to keep moving the Overton window, if you will.
Yeah. All right, let's take a bunch of calls here. Ron's in Naples. Hey, Ron.
Hey, Drew, it's 3 E's. Hey, you hit the nail on the head about people not showing up. These women should not show up. I think a bigger protest is everybody get on the starting blocks, and when the buzzer goes off, they all just stand on and let Bill do his laps.
Well, I guess that's something that, and thanks for the call, right? So that's what he's saying, Mike, is just you could be there, show up, be seen, have your story told, and then when the gunshot sounds, you just stand there and just...
Well, for these kids, I'm sure they're all terrified they're going to lose their scholarships, and they'll lose an opportunity for maybe an Olympic opportunity, and that's the tough part. There are a few kids who've stood up, these young ladies, and said, no, we're not going to do this, and we're going to talk about it. But the rest of them get bullied by the mob, and the mob bullying is real. We've seen it. You and I have seen it in person.
Yep. No, you're right. Jay's in Naples wanted to comment as well. Hey, Jay.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
The NFL has become like the old Vikings. You can rape, pillage, and plunder and get a slap on the wrist, but boy, put down a bet on some other game and you're out for a year. I mean, society as a whole accepts this crap that's going on, and we don't. And you're right, we don't do a thing about it. And Mike, you're right. I mean, I feel bad for the athletes, what they just went through with the COVID thing, losing a year of eligibility, losing a year of competition. I mean, that's a tough pill for them to swallow. But as a society, I don't watch the NFL much anymore. I stay away from pro sports. I was watching the NCAA last night, and here the cheerleaders and the people on the scorer's table are wearing masks. Only people in the place with masks on. I mean, if I was a cheerleader, I'd have gotten together and said, hey, we'll wear our masks, get in. Once the game starts, take the damn things off. If they want to kick us out, let them kick us out.
Yeah, sooner or later, they're going to have to step up, and thanks for the call, Jay. And what I brought up, Mike, before the break was that Deshaun Watson, $230 million contract, fully guaranteed, in the middle of 22 civil depositions that are happening as we speak on sexual harassment charges. Texas, they dropped the criminal charges against Deshaun Watson, but the NFL doing what other sports leagues do as well, which is rewarding players and showing that they just don't care, that they're not going to take elite athletes and say, no, we're not a league that is going to accept bad behavior and reward it. We're going to wait until this shakes out. And once it shakes out and makes its way through the court system, then we can talk. But they don't do that. And again, that's another part of the problem here. Don't watch the games, but people will watch the games.
So how many depositions are currently underway? 20 what?
22.
22 depositions. Let's just say, Drew, that 20. Let's cut it back to 20. 20 women came forward and accused you of bad behavior, and there were no criminal charges, but there were 20 women who accused you, and there were depositions being taken.
Right.
Do you think you'd be on air today?
No.
No, we wouldn't. But we want to win a Super Bowl, damn it.
Yeah.
It is insanity. And the fact that women don't stand up for what's going on in the pools or with the sports leagues like the NFL in this case is astounding to me, because in the case of the pools, you're absolutely eliminating women's sports. And in the case of the football, you're now endorsing whatever it is, behavior that has been alleged.
Yeah. Right. And by the way, behavior that should be condemned and you shouldn't tune in, ESPN, listen to this.
Courtney Lyle, Carolyn Peck. Now, normally at this time, we would take a look back at the first half, but there are things bigger than basketball that need to be addressed at this time. Our friends, our family, our coworkers, the players and coaches in our community are hurting right now. And at 3 o'clock, about 8 minutes ago, our LGBTQIA plus teammates at Disney asked for our solidarity and support, including our company's support, in opposition to the parental rights in education bill in the state of Florida and similar legislation across the United States.
Yeah, okay, so they did a moment of silence because of the quote-unquote "Don't Say Gay" bill, and even it's we shouldn't be doing mixing sports with politics, but in this case we have to. No, you don't, especially when it's a lie. But they did it anyway, and they do this ridiculous moment of silence for what? So what they're saying is, we're going to the mat, Mike. Here's what they're doing. They are going to the mat. They are going to fight to let people know that they want 6-year-olds in the state of Florida to be taught about sex and transgenderism. They're going to fight it pre-K to grade 3. The law says that what we do not want is we do not want sex education and transgenderism, gender identity to be taught pre-K to 3rd grade. We're talking about pre-K to 3rd graders. And they're fighting this tooth and nail and making it sound like it's something that it's not. Don't watch the network. Just don't do it. But people will continue to watch.
Well, ESPN has no real competition when you think about it.
Well, they got Fox Sports.
Yeah, but they're not as big. How many Fox Sports channels are there versus how many ESPN channels are there versus ABC, which owns ESPN, or they're part of the same corporation? The competition is tough, and there are fragments of competition. What makes me nervous is that these people are allowed to do this, and there's something called broadcast standards and practices that exist for any FCC licensed entity. And we used to have meetings when I worked at Fox with the BS&P lawyer who had to sit in every pre-show meeting and talk to us about the segments we were planning, going, oh, I don't think that one's going to pass. I think that's going to be a problem. And this is live sports where they can get away with anything.
Yeah.
And it really is just, you want to know what's even more disturbing than this kind of madness? Did you talk about the hospital in Portland?
Oh, no, I haven't, I hate to even, this is like one of those moments where, do we really want to talk about? Yeah, I know it's disturbing.
Well, you still have calls lined up.
Yeah, we do. Well, let's get to some calls first here. Susie's in Naples. Susie, go ahead, Susie.
Hey, Drew. I just wanted to point out, a lot of people are really quick to say, well, why don't these swimmers just not show up?
Right.
And there are scholarship issues. There's certain obligations that they have to meet to get their scholarships. So if they don't meet those scholarships, the problem is the NCAA will take them away. And the problem is that the same organization that are making the rules to let the male swimmer swim is the same one that has control over the scholarships. So the other thing is, it's kind of a double standard when the NFL has talked about, but then there's no call for the players to just not show up. So it can't be both ways.
Yeah, Susie, look, here's something that is, dare I say it, they have an obligation if they want to fulfill, right, the scholarships that they have through the NCAA. But this is a moment where in seeing what is happening, you've got to decide whether or not you're willing to take a step that is going to be detrimental to your scholarship, to your education, and to find another way out of this. But it's the people that are willing to take that step, Susie, that will go there and say, we're not going to show up. And it is that big a deal because we will lose our scholarships, because we will not be taking care of these commitments. And we're willing to do it in order to do something that is right for the sport as opposed to right for me. It's not even about them personally. It's about, right?
Is she still with us?
Yeah.
Is Susie still with us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Susie, you're suggesting that the opposing teams or members of Deshaun Watson's team say, I'm not going to play on the field with this guy, and they will step back. Is that kind of where you're going with this? I just want to be clear on this.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a little bit of a double standard where you blame the women participants for not, boycotting, for lack of better words.
No, I blame everybody. I blame the NFL too. I think the NFL is in the same place. I think it's the same exact thing. I don't care who it is.
It's just pointed out more so that why are the women's swimmers showing up? Why are they even swimming? But there's no NFL players. Why are they showing up? Why are they playing? So there can't be that double standard with you talking about both organizations, both the NFL and the NCAA. We need to put the blame on the organizations, not the players, not the participants. But the scholarship issue is that the NFL players will be just fine. They will be just fine. They have plenty of money, no problem. Well, you're asking these people that are going to be canceled. As you know, the media will not cover. If they just boycott, the media will cover it for 15 seconds and they'll be put away and canceled.
Well, okay, wait, quickly, Susie, you're not suggesting that we're blaming the ladies who decide to swim.
Well, it seems like there's an awful lot of, why are they showing up? Why are they doing that?
No, to take a stand to say do you believe that it's fair?
Of course not.
Okay, so they see the same thing, don't they? I mean, they're competing, right? So they understand what's at stake here. I mean, it is also the chance, one person in particular is not going to make a medal. And in that case, they're not going to be able to compete further. If, let's say it's the Olympics or something else, there are things that one individual is going to be denied because of what is something that clearly is not fair. It's about taking a stand. It's not about that they are wrong for competing. What I'm saying is sooner or later, if you want to stop complaining about it and you actually want something to happen to make it right, then it's going to take something extraordinary like that kind of a move. Or
42 years ago today, Jimmy Carter, horrible president, great human being. Jimmy Carter pulled us out of the Olympics because of what was going on with Russia in Afghanistan. That is maybe the only highlight of his presidential career where he had the backbone to do the absolute 100% right thing. And it hurt a lot of people in terms of athletes. But that may be the last time we had character in sports when something like that happened. I'm speculating, but we could go back and forth on this. But that's the kind of stance we're talking about. And if all those women did, as you said, when the gun goes off, they just jumped in the pool and hung around and waited for that guy to finish his laps, then it would make a statement. But all of these other issues are at play. Will they be thrown out of school? Will they not be able to finish a degree? Will they be able, because many of them can't afford college. That's the way it is. But this is,
you're saying a sitting president was the one that decided this, not the actual athletes. So we need a higher power, or, we can't keep blaming the athletes themselves. These women are 18 years old a lot of times. So use the example of Jimmy Carter, who was the president who was making these rules. So whether we want, the NCAA to
who's higher than the NCAA? Who's higher than the NCAA in this? Because they're the ones that said it's okay.
The media, who knows?
Well, right. Isn't that the point? So the highest, the person at the highest level who could have made a difference for the Olympics was the president of the United States saying we're not going. The NCAA is, in this case, the president of the United States. So if there's no other higher way to go, then you have to have some people from the actual athletes do this, because there is no higher power to come in and say, okay, NCAA, we're stepping on your toes now. We're going to say you can't do this. Nobody's going to do that. There's nobody that can do that. So it has to go the other way. It's not I don't think it's a good example of how, it's apples and oranges. Is that the right way to put it?
Well, there's good news in this for men's sports. Title IX will ultimately die, and all the money that went to sharing that sporting money with women's sports is going to go away, because we're not going to need it, because no woman is going to want to compete against the trans man. So Title IX, you've killed women's sports, you've killed Title IX. So there is a silver lining for all those greedy male sports that will now get the benefit of that money. Of course, this is called sarcasm, people.
Yes, it is.
Do not write the station and complain
Please.
about it.
Or write Mike Opelka. That's okay.
Yeah,
and I'll
that's
tell
true.
you, O-P-E-L-K-A.
E-L-K-A.
Susie, thank you for the call, Susie. We appreciate you. Okay. Yeah, listen, I understand I totally understand her point of view.
Yeah.
That it's like, why don't others do, why can't everybody? Sure, I'll agree with that. Why can't everybody get on board with this? Why can't we have? I mean, it's funny that everybody wanted to be on board together, kneeling for the anthem. That seemed to happen. Why don't we have the same kind of solidarity when it comes to, and maybe because what? What's the answer there? Why can't you have the same kind of solidarity with people saying, no, this is unacceptable and we're not going to do this?
And where did the kneeling go? Because it seems to have ended, doesn't it?
I don't know. That's a good question. I have to say really that maybe that's a question that you will be asked tonight as you fill in for Trey.
I might pose that. But can I give you a brief preview of something
Yes,
I'm
go
going to
ahead.
do tonight?
Yep.
Yeah, tonight when I'm in for Trey, 5 to 8 p.m. on this here fine radio station, if you remember Deep Thoughts on Saturday Night Live with Jack Handy, back when Saturday Night Live was funny.
Yeah.
They did a thing called Deep Thoughts. We're going to do a little thing called Veep Thoughts. I'll give you a little preview. And now, Veep Thoughts.
We have the power today to have an impact on tomorrow, and we can't shortchange the significance of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most obvious and idiotic vice president in my lifetime, and we will be having fun with her tonight.
Yeah. All right, Mike Opelka, we appreciate you, and we'll see you tonight.
Thank you. Join me if you will.
Okay, we will. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals.